You're
You.
welcome back. The first Thursday of 2025. Merry New Year.
Man,
I don't want to be too loud. I was as I was looking for this image, youtube.com/Black Rasslin, if you're trying to figure out what I'm talking about, I realized that I remembered that I totally didn't watch any of the Christmas movies I normally be trying to watch. I didn't watch Trading Places not one time this holiday season. I feel like it's too late too.
Yeah, Trading Places, or as I like to call it, Coming to America Part 1.
It's low key the what you call the
It's in the same Eddie verse.
what's the shit? It's not the it's the backdoor pilot pause for Coming to America, because realistically they're only in there. Happy New Year, Merry New Year. They put that in there for Eddie, just be like, hey, shout out to y'all, appreciate y'all for putting me on.
Shout out to Ralph Bellamy for hanging on long enough to make it through.
It's crazy when that works, huh?
Yeah.
Make sure. I know you're hurting, sir, but we want you to lay on the ground and play a homeless version of yourself from a movie about 10 some years ago. Maybe. Was it even?
Either of them still alive?
I think they've both passed away at this point.
With Don Amici and Ralph Bellamy. Ralph Bellamy is a black name, by the way.
Ralph Bellamy's black as fuck.
Yeah, Ralph Bellamy is a black name.
Don Amici passed in 93. Ralph Bellamy passed in 91.
God dang.
That is kind of crazy. He was in pretty anyway. Merry New Year to the chat. Shouts to y'all. It's another big black year. Peace. Shout out to Rock. Good to know you Sky. Matter of fact, dear America, chill out.
Ready.
Every time I wake up, it's some other situation in another part of the nation, and it is all scary.
Somebody got a problem with Hov.
Somebody does have a problem with Hov, like high key. Joey Badass got a problem with Kendrick Lamar again.
I'm okay with it.
I'm when I watched the video and they're like, oh, you remember when because he been like this since the Controlverse.
Listen,
he dropped the Illuminati or something like that back then.
Every time I felt like I was okay with the Controlverse. I felt like if you didn't get mentioned in the Controlverse, you were supposed to be mad.
Yes, 100%,
right?
100%.
So it's interesting, man. I was just you ever have somebody that you're a fan of go on a show you really don't like?
Yes, all the time. Shout out.
Raekwon was on Joe Rogan today.
On Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Talking about what? Peyote? Like what?
He announced was it The Emperor's New Clothes, which is an album he's talking about second quarter. Also, because of the 25th anniversary, he's doing a Purple Tape documentary. So those are the two things I believe he was kind of pushing along, but he was just talking to Joe Rogan for the most. They didn't get into
any type of
promo until the last minute.
What was they talking about for that hour and however many minutes that they was talking?
So Joe Rogan kept trying to prove to Raekwon how hip hop he was, and he felt
no,
and it kept pissing me off. I'm like, oh, you are clearly not white dudes. That type of white dude does this thing where if they're talking to someone who they're is black cool, they'll start cussing more.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, yo.
And then I fucking told the guy. Yeah. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry.
Toughen up with cuss words. No, nigga, toughen up with knowledge. Know what you talking about or something. He was talking about a Kool Moe D record instead of a Big Daddy Kane. All right, nigga. At this point, cuz you just all right.
Well, you know what's funny, fam? Before Cat Williams went in on everybody this time last year. He was he had shots for Joe Rogan and the litany of comics who all went to Austin, and because that's that big scene, the comedy podcast scene is Big Joe Rogan. Shout out Jody South. What's funny is it's funny you mention this. There was one day at my former job that I got into, I don't want to say it was more of a heated discussion than an argument. I think the people thought we was arguing, but I don't think I've ever told this story live. One day before the first season of the
high level niggatry.
he got the upscale jug for the juice.
Put that in the coffee pot. Like, that was the coffee pot.
Was that the coffee pot for real, nigga?
That's ice, and I know ice blue raspberry when I see it.
You poured it from the Yamin into there? That shit look like that shit.
It in there.
You know when you go to the pool and they got like the light? That's what what Jermaine said. Bad liquor drinking. Jermaine said, "What the fuck is this nigga drinking?" It looked like Hypnotic. It do look like Hypnotic. That's what I thought was going on at first.
It's
Kool-Aid.
It's Kool-Aid.
I was drinking Hypnotic when I was eating crabs the other day.
Why?
Because it was blue.
It was just one of them nigga moments.
Why not?
Blue Kool-Aid out of the coffee pot is crazy.
Mimi, you still black, yo.
Mimi you gotta take your thumb off the camera.
I don't know what's going on, Mimi. No, I was supposed to do an interview with the Yamins from the Wu-Tang show before the Hulu came out, and they no-showed the event for whatever reason, and I showed up early. It was a dark match and everything. Then the Yamin was on Joe Rogan talking about the culture this, the culture that, the culture supporting this, that, and third. I'm like, what is we try? Showed the event. At the very least, it would have been me. I would.
AOD lover.
AOD lover. We're not going
AOD
to
lover.
They skirted somewhere else that day.
To the white boy D lover.
AOD lover.
Like, do you believe in the Wu-Tang? Do you like all the stuff that we do? Did you know that my mother was Maxine Shaw?
Hey, yo, Liquid Blue Chew is crazy.
That's just.
That might be the name of the episode.
Oh man, Liquid Blue Chew, and that's after I typed in coffee pot or Kool-Aid in the coffee pot. Jesus Christ.
So, Drew.
Piece of Drew.
Drew, you in Indianapolis or what? Holla at me.
Yeah.
I'm sure Drew and Corey are in India.
Facts already. Corey.
Nah, I didn't ask Corey.
Hey Corey, I need your help next month, babe.
Yeah, Corey.
I need them Wichicons.
Them Yamins.
Yeah, I need them Wichicons next month.
What? Oh man, don't nobody want that shit.
The way this man been talking about them galaxies.
I don't
on this podcast.
I don't know nothing.
I'm letting you know right now, nothing. Corey.
Yeah, Corey literally. He said, "Hey."
Look, Drew said he'll make it happen.
Oh,
I know they're gonna fly him out.
Yeah, Corey's already got his belts and his shoes selected. I promise you.
Look, we was in the when we were at what was that, Full Gear? What was that AEW when we were
at? Full Gear.
We was at Full Gear, and we were in the front row of the section seats.
Yes.
Off, like first row, first row off the floor, right?
We was the first row of the media.
The goddamn Drew and Corey walked by like, oh wow, how's the weather up there?
Yeah. Hey guys, we're just stopping by before we get to our seats. Yeah, Shout out CIE Fashion Magazine TV. Y'all mess with wrestling?
Nah, they just mess with us.
Hey, listen.
That's normally how I go, Cal.
I don't know.
We talk about wrestling, but the people fuck with us.
I don't know nobody. I'll just be at home. Shout out, Corey. See, I told you he do. Corey told me he got his little notes. and he got his shit coordinated.
What did Foot Locker gave you PTO, or did it start at the beginning of the year?
Matthew.
Matthew. Matthew. That's definitely.
Would you look at the dick on him?
Jesus Christ.
Is crazy. Never.
Time.
Would you look at the dick on him?
Right. Well,
I don't even. Is that episode even available anywhere?
It's not.
You can't listen to that. It's been a minute.
It's not.
Hey, shout out to D Bullock.
Shout out to
Ayo,
Mr.
D
Waters,
Bullock.
man.
Ayo, D-Ball.
Did D follow me on Twitter? I said, "Oh, I know who that nigga is."
I know who that is. That's the nigga that drank all the Hennessy.
That's yo. I saw.
Crown when I see it.
Wait, I'm gonna.
I had the Hennessy.
I'm gonna. You mentioned Hennessy. I'm gonna preface this by saying we got to start the show soon because it's a lot to get to. It's a lot. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Now this one he say that at 8:46.
No. We don't care what he says.
10:46. He gonna be the one.
All right, yo, wrap it up, yo.
Yes, like yo.
All right, yo.
It's time to go, yo. And then Friday afternoon. You know what we ain't even talk about.
This the problem.
You know what we ain't even get to.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's because Dap come in at 10:15,
Yeah,
and he try to recap.
That's
what
facts.
we already spoke on.
That's facts. Well, because
And then he's giving me a whole soliloquy
That's facts.
of NXT.
That's facts.
You got it. Yo, well, what did remember Eddie Murphy was talking about Steve? You gotta tell Steve shut up sometime.
Can you tell Dap to shut up?
He was like, yo, I'd like to think of the people of the world and yo, shut the fuck up, Steve.
Yo,
Watch what time Dap come in here. 10:15.
9:35, 9:15, 9:45, 9. I don't know. He talking that shit down there.
Matthew, wow.
I was gonna say something earlier too.
That's almost how you spell Glen Burnie.
Almost. He's close.
That's close.
Almost.
You're
That's
close.
It's IE.
I've been down the way.
It's IE like a high school white girl.
It's
Funny.
IE.
Funny thing is yo, I was watching King of Queens. For anybody that watched King of Queens,
Salute.
Doug Heffernan show.
Facts.
The amount of times that they mention cities in Maryland is insane. The fact that they mention Glen Burnie is even more insane. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I work with M. Night Shyamalan because he's from Philly, so he always mentions Trenton. That movie Trap, like 5 minutes into the movie, it's a Trenton street sign, like an exit sign or whatever on there. Shout out Kofi Jamal. Happy New Year to everybody in the chat.
Yo, y'all shout out
to
Eve checking in. I know y'all just finished the Brammys.
Shout out to Brammys.
Hey,
Shout out to Brammys.
If Swerve won anything, I'm blocking y'all.
I saw you know what's great, because I saw that man on their advertisements, but it was rectified, which sounds weird, because something we'll talk about later. Ricochet, he pulled out the skizzers and said
Scissor Shay.
Sickle Shay. They was calling him a sicko. I said Sickle Shay.
There we go.
Clip O'Shea?
Clip O'Shea.
No, that would be me.
All right, yo. Yo, I feel like I've hit the all right, yo button so much in the last like 2 weeks. Just so many. All right, yo.
It's been man. Shout out Chris Breezy. Not that Chris Breezy. Of course, Glen Burnie gets a mention. Trenton gets a mention.
Yo, that dude, yo, that always drops them videos after the Raven game.
Oh, girl, he funny?
No, it's this fat white dude.
Oh.
Down the ocean.
Danny Ocean.
Danny Ocean.
I knew it, yo.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, we used to watch Flacco, now we got Lamar. We got Lamar, man, going to the big game. Going down there in my purple camo.
Flacco, yeah.
Flacco, yeah. It's like I like Lamar, but like, you know, when Flacco's in there and he's winning those games, No, he threw the ball down all the way down there. Man, all affair, man. I didn't even take a share. I just got right in
Sure.
past that.
No, that's accurate.
That's great. Next time y'all, I need a link. I need this. I don't think I've seen this before. Rico Tate.
No, what is that? He's still talking about.
That's Rico. That's Ricochet. That wasn't Trevor, nigga. That was not Trevor. That was fucking Dahmer.
I might be out of town. I'll let you know in court.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's fan.
How you know?
Shit, I know. Danny Ocean.
Who Danny Ocean, bro? All you had to do was watch the white people on the wire. Remember the
Facts.
the lieutenant dude? Yeah, Stavros.
was from here.
That's him.
Stavros.
He was from here.
He was from the town.
Yeah, he was from the land.
Yo,
Salute.
I don't root for or against the Ravens, but he is much funnier when they lose.
Oh, word?
Yes.
Them bitches every week.
He be mad, son.
Oh shit! Shout out, Glenn Burney.
Shouts out Glen Burnie, Dundalk, Pikesville, Armstead, Gordon, and South Balmer.
South Balmer. Trevor Dahmer.
Give me a bow, man. Watch my O's in the summer. We get down there and get down the ocean, man. I just love the ocean, bro. It's like, go down there.
Sorry.
Yo, the biggest curveball is when a black dude talks like that.
What?
Like
Never heard it. I've never heard it.
A black dude talking like Danny Ocean?
Yeah, like
I've never heard it.
I'll tell you after we get off of here, but
Oh, okay.
'cause I can't say it on here, but it's somebody very specific, and it every time.
Oh yeah, okay. Then you definitely can't say it on here.
His name is actually Danny Ocean.
Shit, Danny Ocean.
Danny Ocean.
AKA, that's my new AKA, yo. That's my.
That's what you signed into the hotel. Danny Ocean.
Talk to
Danny
my boy,
Ocean.
Danny.
Jamal McNutty.
Ron Mexico.
Ron Mexico is amazing.
Shout
Shout out to Ron Mexico, man. All them niggas getting little jobs now, man. These niggas trying to go coach. Shout out to Dion for setting it off.
I like that.
Coach, you gotta. Niggas need coaches to learn how to not burn.
Open the door. You gotta listen people in.
There's a look. There's a film called Raina that you might want to check out.
Oh shit! It's on Tubi. Wait, hold
No,
on.
it's a joke.
I was gonna. That's on Amazon Prime. If you got Prime Video, that shit cheap. Matter of fact, if you go on Vimeo, that shit like $5, $7. You got that for life.
And it's
For life.
a top tier movie.
You can't say that. You was in it. You can't say it. You was in it.
I don't know what happened, cuz.
Johnny Boy popped in.
Hold
Don't
on.
say that shit.
Yeah, it's technical difficulty night here on the goddamn pod.
Johnny Boy popped in. Yeah, he trying to find a nigga that blacked his eye. Yo, what's my screen? Her. I'm my fault.
Her.
It was a woman.
My fault. That looks much
Yeah,
better.
and the melons is fresh squeezed. Hey, mute yourself, cuz.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Shit. Well, I mean, should we start the show?
Yes.
I think it's about time. Peace to the chat, everybody that's here. DDM will be here soon. I don't know what's going on with Mimi, but hopefully we can figure it all out. It's time.
Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed card of All-Star Wrestling.
Welcome back to the Black Rasslin Podcast. Happy New Year. Merry New Year. Good to see. Again, a shout out to everybody who made it. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody who's in the chat. As always, my name is Cal. I ain't got no title. I ain't got no other names. It's just me and some sneakers. And my squad. And you saw them jokers on here earlier. Champ. Say what's something good to the people, yo.
Yo, I just came in 25 off the hay. Hi, G.
Okay.
Trying to sneak the tech in.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
IlFam790, social media choice.
And his lifelong tag team partner. What's this watch?
Game time. In my world, police recognize fame, know a nigga by the walk or how they saying your name. At Math Damon.
Talk about it. Damn.
Damon.
Damn.
Damon.
I like that. Yeah, we're Rattler Steve. Rattler Steve been around for a while. He say he's not used to the show starting before 9 p.m. I mean,
we turn over a new leaf, Steve.
well, you know what it is.
He's lying. No.
I am.
He thinks he's lying.
He thinks he's lying. He thinks he's lying. We knew, like, earlier in December, the one question was like, yo, is we going to be live or is we going to be pre-record? And we realized we was going to be live, but I didn't realize that being live this week, I knew that we was going to have to talk about Raw and NXT, but it's like so much other stuff going on.
Other stuff.
Well, I mean,
Stuff.
first up, and I mean, I guess we got to get the real talk out the way first. On word hit on January 1, that one of the pioneers of black pro wrestlers in this industry, Sweet Daddy Siki, passed away. I believe at the age of 91. I think I literally saw the news as I was trying to figure out. Shout out to patreon.com/Black Rasslin. We watched the Sweet Daddy Siki documentary over there. I was trying to figure out what to watch, and I said, God, I tried watching the doc the one day. I remembered why I didn't get all the way through the doc that last time I watched it, but his story, like he was born in 33, like he was legit a sharecropper as a child. Like he had memories of picking cotton and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I like one of the big things with, cause like, and I mean, because y'all my brothers, y'all understand me when I say this. Like a lot of the time, it don't always pay to be first.
Oh no, it sucks to be first.
It sucks to be first.
It sucks to be first.
And that's kind of the Sweet Daddy Siki story. Like when you talk about Darius Carter's, when you talk about what the New Day is doing right now, when you talk about like Bad News Brown, like really good facts, Rock 91 really is like 178 in regular nigga years. When you talk about like legit black heels,
things against him. He was black in the old days. He was and he ate the stuff that black people eat, and he was black in the old days.
It was everything. He was
a wrestler.
He was black, but he was popular. So like he would be able to. There's one story about him being able to wrestle Buddy Rogers when he was the champion. But the Klan was like, shout out to D, piece of Dora. The Klan was like, hey, you not fighting him, and they said, hey, you not touching him. Like they said, we killing whoever do something. We kill. They figured out. It's a really interesting story of how they figured out how to do it. But the Klan was at, like you talk about people getting. Virgil was in there talking about people throwing cups with like spit and urine and whatnot on them and calling them nigga and shit like that. And when he was coming up, people throwing batteries and whatnot at people. The Klan was sitting at ringside like, hey, Siki, you got one step wrong and you're gonna be out on that tree. Like he had to deal with that, you know what I mean? But he was there was a pro wrestler. I gotta pull up the name. I have to pull up the Facebook. But when we posted it and it hit the Facebook, he's a brother with blonde hair. He said, "Hey, that was the first brother I ever saw with the blonde hair. Like, you know, he gave me the vision to say, hey, I can look like that too." And I believe Siki said he did that because was it Etta James had blonde hair at one point? He said he liked the way it looked on hair and thought it would look good on him. So it's like real pioneer type shit. And he's the guy who he also helped train people. So go ahead.
That's the thing about him. Is the brave part about what he did was, right, is most black dudes that they would put forth during that period of time. First, it wasn't, you know, they were few and far between, but they were also like to make sure they placate like the folks in the audience. Like, he cannot be threatening. He cannot be a bad guy. He has to be smiling and dancing and you know, and that lasted a very, very long time, right? Like what he dealt with, I'm sure he dealt with it on a bigger scale, much more violent. And he was brave enough to be like, nah, man, I'm going to be we aren't the same. We aren't all the same. I got to be different.
He was an interesting cat, and the other like there's two stories I want to share, and then we can move on. One, his lifelong partner was a white woman, and again, this was like the 50s, 60s. The wild shit was he went to New York. He was wrestling for WWF back in the 60s. They said there was one party. They're like, hey, Siki, come to the party. He came to the party and brought his wife. And then he said immediately he realized that they didn't like seeing that shit. And he started seeing his bookings going down, his money going down. He ended up dipping. He could have been somebody in WWF at some point. I think he wrestled there in like the mid 80s right before he stopped wrestling. But it was there was a lot that he dealt with on this earth as shout out. Now for the second story, shit, because Siki's done. There was a lot that he did. I want to say it was early because I've been waiting to see if Cope was. I don't know if Cope has said anything about Siki yet. I saw he retweeted what AEW posted, but Siki, he would train people to wrestle. He had been in Toronto for a minute. I don't know if y'all saw Natalia posted on Twitter a number of photos because he had been the North American heavyweight champion up in Stampede. He was up there for a minute, and he was training people to wrestle. And he said that one day there was a single mother who had brought her son that she wanted him to train, and he said there's a lot of people that would come to train, there's a lot of people that have all types of stories, but he had a situation with his parents back in the day. His father was very abusive, and he was raised by his mother a lot. Lost her when he was still young though, but that touched him. He helped Edge become who Cope is now. You know what I'm saying? He said that, but he did say in his documentary, which came out in 2017, and Christian wasn't in it. He said Christian never paid for his classes with Siki. He said you still owe me money for them classes back in the day. I said I see why Christian didn't make the call sheet.
Yo, the nigga always had problems with daddies. Even back there.
On that, there was a lot. If you can find the documentary, it's called Sweet Daddy Siki. It came out in 2017, but it's a Canadian production, so I think it makes it a little harder to get. But just beware, because no, it's actually the weirdest thing about it. Aside from the fact that like there's like 50 people who were talking in it, including Siki. They have, cause he's like, I guess because he used to sing country and he used to do like karaoke. He was a country, like low key little country music star for a little bit. They had like this like twangy music playing, but like it was like to the point of being too high in the mix throughout the entire film. Like 8 minutes is just, and it's at a certain point I'm like, I'm trying to hear what Siki's trying to say at a certain point, but
what's the new boy? What's the new boy singing the country music? Was on the Beyonce Jones?
Shabuzi.
Yeah, that's Sweet Daddy Shabuzi, yo.
Facts.
You know what I mean? He was Cowboy Troy before all that.
Baby.
Sweet Daddy Siki, a true pioneer. Rest in peace.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Sweet Daddy.
What
Siki.
note was that in? Shit, I don't know no notes. Piece of Anakin and Vader, but I don't know no notes. This why I don't make the
it was in the
beats.
same note as when LL said he she.
Yes, it
Same
was
beat.
it was an Akia Hishi.
Wait, what? It was what?
It was I was an Akia Hishi.
All right, yo. All right, yo.
They keep leaving us alone. Nah, they keep
Yeah, it's not my fault.
I'm
It's
blaming
not my
Medium
fault.
Medium. I'm blaming. What's up?
Ah,
What's up,
yeah.
Shut
baby?
up, Sep. Oh,
was Key and the
it
Hishi.
ain't my fault. Key and the Hishi is crazy. Key and the Hishi is crazy. That's not. So next up, again, rest in peace, Sweet Daddy Siki.
Go ahead and write that down.
Songs in the Kia Hishi. That's what I was thinking. That's where where I was originally thinking. So we recorded a show 7 days ago, right? And one of the biggest things we talked about during that show was the news of Omos possibly going to Pro Wrestling Noah for Noah the New Year 2025 show on Jan 1. That Friday, woke up. Oh, nigga here now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you was wondering who was the other member?
Oh, nigga here now.
Nigga here now. Did y'all see the videos of Omos in Japan, like at the arcade, trying to fit into the seat?
Welcome to the
could-
T-Mobile here. That
Like, he was standing like this in all the pictures. my
with
nigga.
him and Shinsuke and Homegirl.
Yeah.
Like, cause you ever seen when Gunner would come to my house?
I'll be right back.
Gunner,
I seen when that nigga came to my house. Excuse me.
and he was doing this the whole time, real uncomfortable. That's what it was. But so him and Gunner, how tall is Omar? 7'2"?
Is he?
He's 7 something. So him and Gunner are about the same height and shit. So he looks uncomfortable, but he looks happy.
You know what's cool is he moves well. I mean, we always talked about him being a
Basketball player.
a ball player. So, but he moves well, and that's cool. He doesn't. I seen when he got into. Is that the Yokozuna face that he got in on the outside of the ring?
There was a sumo dude.
I know it was the serious sumo nigga he got.
I forgot his name, but yeah, it was a sumo guy.
Dude did what big dudes are supposed to do. Not only did he stand up, but it was a very slow, smooth motion. Like, okay.
Sized him up.
Yeah, listen, it was a very it was cool, man. Just watching him move around and doing something. Listen, I am a great big proponent of these niggas doing something.
Right. Well, and last week when I made a clip and I was like, shit, we have to at least put this up now because this news, our conversation is dead at this point. So I threw it out there, and I guess the conversation we was having last week, I mean, niggas was laughing, but I mean, you got to think about it. Like, Omos, the only other, he's currently one half of the GHC Tag Team Champions with Jack Morris as part of Team 2000X. The last and only time he held a title was back in 2021 for the 4 months that him and AJ Styles were tag team champions,
which was dope too.
It was necessary. It especially for me, and this is why I'm saying it, because I was probably the biggest skeptic out of the pot. I was not. The thing is the way they present. He's a bodyguard. It makes sense. Then he's like a ninja, and then it's like it was like a lot of. He was like he had the yamin on at one point.
He was always a ninja.
Yeah,
he was Storm Shadow, nigga.
Yeah,
like he had the yamin on.
Ninja.
Yeah,
like Snake Eyes.
You know, like a double Muslim. He was like a double ninja.
A double Muslim?
Yeah.
That's a real thing?
You ain't never heard of a double Muslim?
No.
Never mind.
What that nigga Sunni and
that was what them
A Shiite and a Sunni.
They be like Clinton 13X. I don't know. It be I don't know if you get. I'm
The
gonna
bow
shut
tie
up.
outside of the burqa.
I'm gonna shut up because I don't know how any of them dudes move.
So
Google it.
not at all.
It's not. I didn't just make it up. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, he is
Yeah,
very
I know.
close to Philly, so
I-
I mean, I think you get part Muslim just from being from there.
After 9/11, people was asking me if I was a Sunni Muslim when I'd be out in Trenton, just because I had a little bit of.
And you rock a baldy.
And even then, I wasn't even rocking the baldy. This was maybe a year before I had to. You make and sell bean pies? No, but there was a brother that would sell the bean pies around the corner
Bitch is
from my
good,
mama's house.
ain't
They
one
super
time
sweet
I
though.
had
You
one.
can't eat.
They-
You
They
have
go
to eat
sweet.
them after food. You can't
Yes.
just like.
That
Yeah,
is
they
it.
go.
That's something sweet to eat. Yeah.
My bad, Cal. Go a double ninja.
Double ninja. But what I'm saying is, my problem a lot of the time was with the presentation. Like, aside from Braun, like there's a Braun Strowman giant in WWE, and then there's like Brock Lesnar. And remember, we've had this conversation about Braun Strowman before. Like, Braun Strowman be the giant until Brock Lesnar come in and literally knock him out. Braun Strowman was supposed to be that dude, and Brock took the title and was that guy. And this wasn't that long ago. They weren't looking at Omos like a Brock destroyer. Did he lose to Brock?
Yeah, but he was whipping Brock ass.
Yeah, he was definitely getting busy.
He specifically asked for Omar.
What,
And at that match, we was like, yo, he's through the roof.
that was the thought. That was the thought at the time. And then what?
They did
know.
nothing with him.
They did nothing with him. The last time he was in WWE, he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. That's his last.
The Giant Andre he was what?
Shout out to Giant Andre. That's an old episode too. I don't think that episode. I don't think.
That's not on the books.
I have that video somewhere. I need to one of these days.
Giant
Yes, I do.
Andre
Yes, I
is how you
do.
make a bunch of mimosas on Sunday morning. Giant Andre.
That's
Yo,
great.
somebody Google the Giant Andre and then come back. That's Vin. Find the Giant Andre and then send it in.
Yo, it's
Oh
gonna be
my
nigga
God.
Danny. My nigga Danny will Google it.
Danny Ocean.
Then I saw him. I saw the guy. He was like big dude. He was like a big black guy. And I was scared a little bit.
Just
He
so
wasn't regular black guy you see down in Pigtown or something.
we're
Just
clear.
someone, East Baltimore,
Shout out Danny Ocean. If you Google double Muslim, the clip, the Richard Pryor clip, that was what I was thinking about, is what come up with, because he was talking about being in jail and there being double Muslims, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, them being like an Orthodox Muslim and then being like part of like the gang.
Something like that. Yeah. It's been a minute. Do not Google Giant Andre if you value your search history. It's crazy. Sorry.
He's still working, man.
Arm, leg,
Somebody book John Andre this weekend.
He may still be working.
Andre.
I'd have to look. But no, I think and Fan was talking about it specifically when we were after the footage of Omos in that match. Like, he looked like a monster. Like, the way that they were booking Braun when Braun Strowman first got to WWE, was first killing jobbers all the time, picking people up by he's in the ring. He reached out and picked the guy up by the top of his head and pulled him into the ring. Like, I like, because he's a tag team champion, because he's part of this group, I'm assuming they're rocking for a minute. I don't think this is, there's no reason for him. The only reason he need to leave Japan is to show up in Indianapolis with that tag title and do the Rumble. He could lose, but I think doing that, have him maybe eliminate, however many people you want him to do, and then have him go back to Japan. This is beautiful.
I'm sorry, what?
This is beautiful. When you use people correctly, that's a beautiful thing. I'm being honest.
Is this because it's a new year?
No, not at all.
Not New Year, New Me, Cal, yo.
No, trust me. I'll say this. I've been seeing people talk about, shout out that first way back to work vibe. I'm like, I've been working I don't fit nothing about this year feel new to me. I'm chilling. This the same shit. It's the same situation we always talking about. You've got dope black talent. Y'all loved them. Use them properly. That's all we want to see.
Is there a market for monsters in the U.S.?
It's tough. It's tough when I think because there's a balance, right? Like if you have a monster, at some point that monster's got to be a champion, right? Like you would feel like Oba Femi's a different character because Oba Femi moves differently than like a traditional big man. I think that's his thing is like big men can move, big men are agile. Like that's really, his ethos right now. But like if Omos is this type of Omos on the main roster, he need to be beating somebody ass for a title at some point. But they don't book him like that because they book their main events differently, and they're not trying to get Omos out. Well, that too. That's too. That's probably 0. And then 1 is they're booking their main events the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens type way. Like they want them kicking out of 3 finishers, 4 finishers. That's not an Omos match, unfortunately. So then the question is, where do you do that? Where would you properly go to have Omos be like an AJ Francis or something like that?
So I think for me, the answer to my question is nah. Like it ain't no market in the U.S. for monsters because monsters are supposed to be an attraction, and that's what we had gotten the word of. And I don't know if this was Voldemort on the way out saying this, but the word was, well, Omos is gonna be used more as an attraction, and I was like, oh, that's smart. And then he was just not used. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. We saw him online riding the Sprinter with MVP, and then he was doing his cologne channel.
Facts. I saw he was all over Mania weekend. I bumped into him a couple times moving around.
Yeah,
they just they didn't have him booked for anything but fan shit. Hey DDM, damn.
Hey y'all, sorry I'm late. I know I've been late for the last few weeks.
He had to drop his kids off. He got a flat tire.
No, I had to. Oh my God, another story for another day. I know we talking about Omar. So my grandmother. You gotta do what you gotta do for your grandmother, right?
That is a fact. All facts are all facts.
Exactly.
Hi BRP universe.
Wait, DDM. Do you think there's a
hold on, Cal? What time is it?
9:17. This is the early show. This is the early show. This is the matinee.
Hey yo, you said he'll be here at 9:15. That nigga popped up at 9:15. Like fucking Candyman.
And I thought I was guessing early because I wanted to say 9:35.
No, he said I'm so sorry. I want to apologize to the BRP universe. Life be life in some time, and not always in a bad way. It's just been crazy, but I'm here. I'm back. I did New Year's Eve with my grandmother, which was different with my grandmother and my aunt and my uncle.
They were smoking weed.
No, absolutely not. My grandma. You know, what my grandmother gave me for Christmas a Bible. Far from. She gave me. I lied to you now. My grandmother gave me her Bible with she had sticky notes in there.
I was gonna say, was there notes?
Yeah, she wasn't trying. It said, Emmanuel, this is my favorite verse. It kind of scared me a little bit. Because she had like her favorite verses outlined. And when I went over for New Year's Eve, out of the clear blue sky. Now, for those of you who don't know in the BRP universe, yes, I am a bad bitch. However, fun fact, I have never been on a cruise. I have no desire to go on a cruise. It's not on my list of things to do.
You know, the last time we was on a boat.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't got on one.
Yeah, but my grandmother out the clear blue sky, she like New Year's Eve, she was like, Emmanuel, you want to go on a cruise together? Because my grandmother's never been on one either. And like, how do you tell an 85-year-old woman who called you and told you come over her house New Year's Eve? Like, I feel like, are you preparing me for something? Like, what's going on? And then she's like, and you don't want to think the worst, right? But she was like, let's go on a cruise, just me and you. And I'm like, Okay.
Wait, and y'all sharing a room?
Yes, Lord. This
How-
is going to be an
That's why
adventure.
he
I'm
wanna
videoing
go.
it all.
Wait, how long is this cruise gonna
I'm taking it
be?
all. It's only 4 days.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's
We're
not
going
too
to the
bad.
Bahamas because it's my first one.
Right, right,
But it's like, how do you say no to your 85-year-old grandmother?
right,
Don't.
right.
Gotta whisper.
Do not. I keep telling you to stop listening to this.
Grandma,
You can't do it, right? And then it gets busy because my grandmother just wanted me and her to go on it,
Shut
but my
up,
aunt
Kels.
Renee was there. She was like, y'all have been on a cruise. Me and her husband, my uncle, are going to go, and I was like, okay. But yeah, me and my grandmother are sharing a room. We got a balcony room because I don't want to be with no window. Like, I can't do that.
Balcony's nice.
Last time we went without
you been on a
windows,
cruise
my
before,
wife
Kyle?
turned green.
Yeah, I've been on. My wife likes going cruising, so I've been on a couple cruises. Yeah.
Okay, good. So you gonna be
Yeah, no, we'll talk. We can talk. The balcony's a good look. The balcony's a real good look.
Now I ain't do Virgin Voyages because I had to go with the family. So they doing Carnival, which I heard is the Walmart of cruises.
Low key, yeah. There's a lot going on there. It's a big hotel on the sea.
He trying to stunt on the pause.
It's facts though. It's facts.
If I'm not gonna lie to you, and I do not want to sound grand, but I was looking at Royal Caribbean, Virgin, and Four Seas. Ritz Carlton has a cruise, but that's a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit out of my range. I can't do her because she started 20 racks.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not quite sure if this was Cal or Cuz that called this, but they called DDM's lateness. They called the time, and then they called DDM pulling us back into the pre-show.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, it's
DDM, DDM,
he got a problem with his lung. He got a problem with his lung. Nah, the funny thing is, and we should thank you, fam. The thing with the cruises, DDM, I think I'm glad to hear you say you're gonna videotape it. I can't wait to see this episodic adventure because I think you're gonna end up. There's so many people on this cruise, but they're all the exact same. It's like it's a lot of families, and it's a lot. This is America. You're gonna be the fucking anomaly, or like you're gonna be the most interesting. You're gonna walk up with your nails did, with a Bianca shirt and some Louboutin boots on, and they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this?" Every little dinner time, DDM gonna be holding court. Watch.
I'm excited. I saw that they had different ones, and they had ones for single people like me as well.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot.
The cruise life. The last cruise I went on, we took our newly adulted brother and his homeboy. His homeboy.
Listen,
the cruise is a dirty, nasty place. Guys.
Oh yeah.
Listen, it's a goddamn layup line.
Yeah.
So
everybody open.
Well, it ain't gonna be too much laying up because I'm staying in the room with Dora Lee.
Well, but there are. I mean, if you want to look,
like I'm going to the Lake Club.
Well, that's the thing. It's gonna be the club gonna be at 12, so Nana gonna be going to sleep. But it's two things. One, you're gonna want to look for whatever LGBTQ. Because there are, there's always activities. There's activities for everybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you could probably find specific things if you want. And the second thing is, there's it's a lot of things to do. It's a lot you can do. You can go do karaoke. They on the Carnival cruise we went on. They did karaoke every night, and then the best people at karaoke at the end they had one hold like a performance, and like the 4 or 5 people who was the best at karaoke, they was on the stage. Like there's a lot you can do if you really sat there and tried to. We'll talk. We can talk about cruise.
I just was explaining my tardiness. So
Understood.
Hey, shout out to the whack people who are really good at karaoke. Like you people suck. I hate you people.
What are y'all doing?
I turn that deck into the libido deck.
All right, the libido deck into the libido deck is crazy.
Wow. Do we we need to talk about AEW, I think, before we talk about everything else. And there's only a couple things.
I watched it this week.
You watch Dynamite? You watched Dynamite? Did you watch the pay-per-view as well?
I couldn't see all of the pay-per-view. Ricochet looked good. He was giving cakes. I'm like, thank you for wearing trunks again.
He's back. He's rocking trunks. He's rocking drawers.
Yeah, and I was here for it. He looked good. I was like, I didn't realize Ricochet was that caked up. Pause. But I watched.
You supposed to pause it if you meant it the way you meant
Yeah.
it. I think you just go ahead and let that one fly.
Oh, okay.
And I pause everything.
Okay.
That's a play. He says, yeah, that's a play.
No, but I saw that, but I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. But I did catch Dynamite with Ricochet and the Scissors.
Well, yeah, it probably makes more sense to even talk about that because, goddamn. Well, all right. So I was watching the show. I had Dynamite. So, a matter of fact, I had to have it on because I didn't realize it was AEW on Max. That was the debut. So I had to watch. Spoiler alert: they don't do picture-in-picture on commercials. It's just commercials.
On Max.
On Max, yeah. It
Why people was pissed off.
I don't. There were some people
because there were commercials. Period.
There were some people in my comments who were actually like, I would prefer to watch it with the picture in picture as opposed to the commercials, which makes sense to me.
Yeah, I watched it still on TBS.
Yeah, that's where I watched it.
I had TBS on, and somebody, I think they mentioned Max. I said, shit, I did the same thing with Saturday Night's Main Event when it was on Peacock and on TV. I wanted to see what the difference was. Peacock didn't show no commercials. It just said BRB. But
that's crazy.
It was good. Like, there was the 3-way match between number 52 was it Adam Page and Jay White. Mm-hmm. And shout out Kells. Peace to Kells for the first donations.
You gotta donate to the crew.
Shout out to Harvey Dent for running into Dr. Umar in Africa too.
Well, Harvey Dent in the chat?
Huh? He in Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he ain't gone. I didn't know if he was in the chat.
He got pictures. No. He got pictures with Umar.
He took a picture of Umar, but he didn't post a picture with Umar.
That's crazy. Because number 52 of the whole talk has been, hey, I don't care. I think I said I don't care about no titles. We want our title back. So I'm like, how the hell are they gonna get him out this match? Because it looked like it's about to be the Jay White story. And when I saw, I've been so busy, I couldn't find. Matter of fact, maybe Ricochet stole my scissors. I swear he went into my basement, grabbed him shit and said, "Let me stand out here in a suit with the glasses." Like it felt like this is his demo for the Hurt Syndicate. He said, "I can hurt people too. Watch."
I hurt people.
We'll get to the point.
That he looked when he first appeared, and he hit him, and then he was standing there with the scissors, just silent, looking at him.
Yeah,
I was like, you give Serial Killer a little bit. Maybe this is an angle for you since you can't really talk on the mic.
Yeah,
maybe this is something that could actually work for you.
This is what happens when the last thing we saw him on World's End, he had toilet paper all on him.
Yeah, and I was like, they doing that man a little bit too harsh.
Yeah, I've been back and forth with every time I saw him. I was like, I don't know if I like this or not.
It's the point, though. I think they figured wrestling now as a whole is smarter than even us, the hardcores, give it credit for.
100%. Right? I agree.
These people know. These people hear us. These people, you know what I mean? And so they understand what they got with Ricochet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're willing. They like, all right, well, look, we got this guy from over there, and we probably paid him some bread, right? So we have an investment here. So we not just going to let it rock. We're going to go ahead and invest in this guy, and if the first thing doesn't work, we'll try something different. And I think this is the audible. And I think the cool part about pro wrestling is the audible works because you use it. You don't just use your original idea. You use, all right, well, this worked a little bit, so let's sprinkle it in, and you get a chance to let pro wrestling work. You get the enzymes in and they get to working. And I think if you cultivate something like this with him, and it don't necessarily have to be a guy who comes in and does a promo and has a beef and does a promo. Do something else out the box with him, and this is what you get.
I was here for it. He looks great in the suit. Like it was something about it where I was like, okay, silent psycho, but make it fashion with a high flyer. And I think he has the in-ring ability to adapt his style where it's high flying, but it still can be kind of sinister. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's a wrestler that we saw at Jobber Slam in, what was that, Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn, yeah.
That was like kind of had this like kind of suited psycho gimmick. Mm-hmm. And I loved it. And when I saw Ricochet, it reminded me of that.
Hey, Dad, I said the exact same thing. Pardon me. I don't cut you off, but 100%. I said, yo, he about to jack my nigga style. But go ahead, Dad.
No,
I forget his name. I think he like got
Charles Mason.
Charles Mason. Yeah,
Charles Mason. See now I'm starting to know the indie people, and I'm starting to make the correlation.
No, fact, you see it. No, you see it.
Aren't you proud of me?
You hang around with us long enough, you ain't got no choice.
Aren't you proud of me? I am a real hip hopper.
You ain't got them shiny buffs.
A real hip hopper is funny.
Oh no, I'm gonna shut you down real quick.
I can't find the one image this type shit. This type shit.
The Galaxy foams on, yo.
This type shit.
Hold on, Cal.
Sorry.
Yeah, Charles Mason. Yeah, that was him. And I loved the way he wrestled. I loved his style.
That match was ill.
And that's what I thought of.
Loki did dress as Hitman, but I think this is a little different.
Put him on the Summer Jam.
Got the flying saucer.
Hold on one sec, Cal.
There we go. Yeah.
Like you're not seeing me. You can't see me, son.
You see these?
And these 3D. Look at the angle.
Look at the angle. Look at the angle.
Look at the flying saucer. Like, come on, son. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? We're not even in the same arena. I'm at Lincoln Financial Field. You're at like some arena.
I'm Carnival Cruise.
You're not. Yeah, you on Carnival. I'm on Royal Caribbean. How about it?
Yeah, no, but
see this nigga actually on a carnival.
I can't wait. No, actually, I genuinely can't wait. This was Ricochet, though. This was Ricochet.
No shade, but I like this. I like where it's going. You know another person on AEW. I know this is the Black Rasslin Podcast.
Talk about
but you know another person I was watching because I actually watched because I wanted to be like, oh, let me be a real
nail off is crazy.
Nail off is crazy.
My bad.
Oh, my WrestleMania nail is going to shut everything down. They're going to shut everything down. I'm gonna have Mimi down in Baltimore get her nails done. Nick gonna take care of her for WrestleMania. Yeah.
Hey, Nick, she flying out from here?
Huh?
She flying out from here?
I don't know if she's flying out from here, but she want to come down there and have my guy do her nails. Well, you can have the lady next to him do that because that's only what
you want to be in there 5 minutes.
No, I don't like your tone.
Hey,
the lady next to him right now was like plotting on DDM life right now. Oh, you talking about me? I got you. Yeah. I'm gonna see this nigga.
Wait.
That. But the WrestleMania nails, I might have a 3D wrestling mat with like my nails last year for WrestleMania was crazy. But another person on AEW, she cut a promo, and I wasn't really here for her. I'm not gonna say I wasn't here from her, but I didn't care. But Mariah May cut a backstage promo.
That was good.
I was like, okay, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You have my attention.
She been talking that shit though, because she's just like. Shut up! We about to wrestle. That's all we talking about right now.
I was like, okay. This little heifer knows what she been going to promo classes. She because I believed it. First of all, y'all know I have to believe it.
This is facts.
Right. I believed it. Yes. She had a swagger with her, and I was like, okay, bitch. If we can get more of this, and we get you up in garments, bitch, then we might be working with something.
I don't know if that's going to
happen. She been styling on niggas for a long time.
I just noticed it. Maybe it's because I haven't been watching the program.
No, I wasn't. I don't mean in AEW.
Okay.
She just been good.
she's been good, but
Well,
she's been
but-
silent for a while.
But the thing is we're on she debuted this time last year in AEW. That first show in Jersey, in 2024 was her first show. But she's only been held that title what, 3 months, something like that. So yeah, it's been the transition to this title reign. This has really been.
Was second. She played second fiddle for a long time. She did debut, but she was in a promotion for a minute before she actually.
She was in Japan, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed the promo.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it made me interested. I was like, okay, this little heifer, I'm here for. Okay, because you know usually I don't go up for blonde girls unless you Charlotte Flair. If you're not Flair, I don't go up for.
Well, Mariah May's good, and Mariah May likes to bleed. She ain't scared of none of this shit.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, she not scared of being tough and rough. So nah, that's a good one. That's a good one to check out, DDM, for real.
Hold on, he was talking to Tony Storm or Mariah May when he said, "Shut up, bitch."
I don't know, but that was terrible. I thought I cringed when I saw that.
So did I.
I chuckled.
Yeah,
because it's so that, like it's not. It's I don't know what's going on with Shivani.
It was still cringe. I did chuckle as well.
Like if you listen to Shivani is the most reckless thing on TV.
Bullshit.
He at that age.
It's like he an old man.
Yes.
Like he just say whatever.
That lick that pussy. That's it. You don't remember that?
But I think the older people on wrestling, they at a point where they don't care anyway. Like with Arn Anderson and the Glock, I remember that was a thing. And
Glock Anderson.
Glock
yeah, but I'll say this: I was entertained.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the Hangman going up against I enjoyed the program, and it seems like they said, okay, we on Max now, we got to start
Orange Cassidy.
Did you peep the upgrade in like the hard cam was a little bit further back?
It was further back, yeah. It's
tiny.
You could see it. They're up. They're trying to make it look a little different for the new year. They got the Pointer Sisters.
Yeah. Only thing I didn't like was I didn't care for the Julia Hart and Jamie Hayter match. Although Jamie Hayter looks amazing. Like
that was a good look for her.
She looks amazing.
She shouldn't be losing.
No, she should not. Like if here's my thing. If I'm booking the women's division, and let's say it's DDM, and we're on Max now, not only is Jamie Hayter a great wrestler, but she has a look that can translate through the lens and past just wrestling. I, for the life of me, and this is no shade to this young lady, do not see what they are seeing in Julia Hart. I just do not see
like her.
I do not see it like that lady. I just don't. It's like, and I feel like they're going to make her work, like how they made Liv Morgan work. But I do not see it for this young lady. Yeah. And like her losing to her just was like dumb to me. Like
Julia was, I believe she was the woman that was holding the TBS title before. Mercedes beat her for that title, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then she was injured. I think I
don't remember what.
I think she got injured, and this is her just returning. But remember, like it was last year when they were like, hey, she got christened to be the one. It was a build up for her getting that title, and I think
she was with the House of Black.
She was with House of Black, it
was good.
She had her whole hat was lighting up. She had her own little steed as a part of that group or whatever. But
even when she was with House of Black, I didn't believe it. Like all of those guys, I believed. I just don't believe her.
What was that situation? Malachi Black spit on her, and she went from a cheerleader to being corrupted.
She had the miss. She had the eye, and then
for a while she was just standing there.
Yeah, stuck.
Yeah, I saw Jamie. Jamie comes out.
Julia Taker's funny.
And I just was like, okay, Jamie, you look stunning. You have a great physique. You can wrestle well. You're British. Like,
Right.
why is this not a thing?
Why this shit don't work?
And I just was very, I don't know. It didn't sit well with me, like personally.
Speaking of,
had a Farrah Fawcett flips. I
yes,
honestly,
it is. It's that hair. Yeah, it's that hair.
I honestly thought that Hater and because Hater and Statlander were both two. I don't want to call them hosses, but they were two.
For women, they're
They were built. Yeah,
They're bangers. Yeah.
ladies, yeah.
I thought that took away from it prior. And then when she came back looking completely different, I'm like, oh, she gone.
Yeah,
And it's just not.
And that's not what they're doing. And
it's not what they're doing.
I find that this is something. I know that everybody can't be the person, but I think this is something that always confuses me with this promotion. Is that they'll have people who I think jump off of the lens, who I think are believable, who I think could really usher to this promotion into its next phase, and they won't push them. And I just like, and I'd be like, what? Like when I remember when Ethan Page was in AEW, and I was like, why do they keep having this man lose? And he goes to NXT and becomes a staple. And not only becomes a staple, but even though he took that belt off of Trick, I believed him and I enjoyed the reign the entire time.
And just like Jack's Packet said, like Ricky Starks is another example too. But I think it's the wrong place.
Don't get Simp the fuck out of it.
I don't agree with Ricky Starks. I don't agree. Ricky Starks is a different situation.
Talk about it.
Well, Ricky Starks has been like because so the one lie I keep seeing online about Ricky Starks is they say they don't see it in him, and I feel like they've always seen it with him, and he's always been put with the bigger people.
He always had bad luck.
That is the nigga they had. Shout out to Corbin being a free agent. The nigga that they had Corbin playing Bad Luck Buddy or whatever they called that nigga.
Yeah.
That's Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is bad luck, yo.
Yeah.
It's injury, or other guy gets injury, or other guy beats up a little nigga, and they could put it on camera and show it on their show. And
so now he can't. Now he ain't got a match.
And then they catch him backstage, and somebody takes a picture.
Yeah,
and uploads it. Which he, you know what I mean? So
well. In this week of just pro wrestling everything, one of the matches that got booked for next month was Kenta defending the Defy Championship against Ricky Starks at I believe it's Defy 100th. I guess that's their 100th show.
But yeah,
and that was that the same day? This is totally off topic. Was that the same day that Zillify 2 Booker T got booked for that Reality of Wrestling show later this month? Is that next week?
That's next week.
I think it's the 11th of January. Battle of the Bell, is that what it's called?
For the Zilla shit, right?
Yeah, the Zilla Booker T.
Did he bring his fourth rope belt to?
Yeah, it's the 11th, right?
Yes, it's January 11th. I don't know if I believe it's the main event. They were talking about it before that announcement. They're like, we got a big match booked, and that feels like a big match to book for that show. But I don't know what the stakes are.
That's a lot of work for book.
You think so?
Book.
So
Booker's a teacher by trade. He's
Booker's
at least doing the regular thing he usually does.
Booker's gonna make sure that Zillify 2 look like, hey, send this tape to WWE ID, send this to whoever needs to see it so they can put this man on this track ASAP. Why?
How old is Booker T? 60?
Don't do Booker T.
No. I'm not even trying. No shame.
Nigga Google, how old? But 59 years old.
Oh, wow.
So you were close. Never mind, sorry.
59 years old. He'll be 60.
One thing about he looks the fuck good though.
He'll be 60 in March.
It's not giving 60.
The hint that a nigga is a lot older than you think he is, especially with black dudes. They cut their whole face off.
Whole face.
When niggas got that whole face cut off, and
That's
ain't no mustache,
y'all gonna
no
do that?
beard.
No.
That's gonna look crazy. Y'all gonna look like the Eminem twins.
I'm not cutting my face off.
I'm never ever. It's
Who is
already
the
black.
peanut?
It's already
Who
grays in here, champ. I'm
Who
not
peanut
cutting those off
Eminem?
and hiding.
I think Booker T looks amazing. I think he's going to make sure Zilla Fat 2 looks great because
Facts.
that's the reality of wrestling, and he could say Zilla Fat 2 came through reality of wrestling, and now he's Booker T. He knows how to play the game, and I love Booker T. I know people have their things with him, but at the end of the day, he's a black man who is a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer
Right.
who have made it in this business for a very long time, from Sister Sherry and Harlem Heat up until now. And he done weathered a lot of storms, from getting milk thrown in his face in the grocery store by Stone Cold, not getting belt when he was supposed to get the belt, and he still pushed through. So Booker T, unless he does something crazy, I will never have anything bad to say about Booker T.
Nigga, I thought you said he got milk, and I was like, whoa,
All right, yo. All right.
No.
whoa.
If they ask you to get milk, just say no. Just say no. Anybody come around, you want to get milked? No. No.
Yo, I love Booker T, but I feel like 60 is to be the one to backpack somebody at 60.
But
It's a tall task, but it is Booker
That's his
T.
job.
yeah, well, yeah.
That's his job.
And Booker T's 60. Let's be for real.
Yes.
Booker T's 60.
I'm with
And
you.
Ric Flair 60.
Thank you. Took the thought right out of my head.
But from what I recall,
One match
the
left.
majority of Booker's matches that I recall have been tag matches.
Hey, man,
I think
by
he's
the way,
taking it off.
I don't
By the
recall if he had singles matches with Edge Stone, but I do recall seeing him in tag matches with the rest of the people that he's been putting over.
In reality of wrestling, you're saying?
Yeah, in reality of wrestling.
Let's see. I'm gonna look up the cage match.
while Kyle looks up the cage match, I do want to say that the Ric Flair quote today was taken out of context.
Talk about it.
He felt like he had one more match. They were asking him, "Do you want a cigar?" He said, "I can only have one cigar because I only got one match left to light this cigar." Because
I hate that.
Oh,
I hate that.
no way on earth. No, I'm lying. I'm actually lying.
Because I didn't look. I don't want to listen to the podcast. I saw the tweet and I'm like, why? That's good. No, that's good. That's matter of fact. Wait, hold on. Before. Because that deserves a round of applause.
I thought it was real too.
That's almost as good as the Frankie
Rest
story.
in two piece.
Yeah, the rest in two piece.
Well, you know what, though? Here's the thing.
That episode may be online still.
We, talk about people loving this business, being committed to it, and being a lifer, right?
Mm-hmm.
As an artist, as a singer, as a rapper, whatever, you don't stop just rapping or singing or painting because you reached a certain age if you're a true artist. Now, whether you're able to actually deliver or not, that's a horse of a different color.
Right.
But for that man to say, I still feel like I got one more match in me, he's a wrestler. He's a wrestler's wrestler,
Right.
and he should be saying that.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
whether he actually gets in and does it, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the man to die in there, but I don't like that people are saying that he should not. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
They don't say that shit about Chris Jericho.
He's showing.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. About Jericho. But he's showing a level of passion.
They cheered. I'm sorry. They cheered that when Chris Jericho said, "I'm about to pull out Lionheart." Pause. And he went out there and tried to be ECW Chris Jericho. They looked online talking about, yeah, he out there doing the goddamn thing.
Well, yeah, because but to be honest, they do the thing that you specifically talk about every week. They press the nostalgia button on people.
100%.
And that works in pro wrestling.
But
it may not be sustainable, but it works for the day.
And Chris Jericho do have go away heat, Cal.
There it is.
Go away heat.
I think my thing is I
mistouch.
Booker T. Because Booker T better than Bobby Lashley. Booker T's better than a lot of these cats that we talking about back then. he looked like he's been in tip top shape. Again, he's running reality wrestling. I'm not. I don't want to play like 59 ain't 59, 60 ain't 60, but it's still Booker T. And brother Math, one thing you talk about in this show, superior athletes and all that type of stuff. Like at a certain point, like as long as you keep the engine running. And I feel like, but I would put my faith in Booker T having a banger with Zilla Fatu before a Ric Flair, before a Chris Jericho, before any of these cats that people are still out here trying to put in these matches today.
Let's not go banger.
So
And
this is what
You're right.
So I saw. I can't remember who put it up there, but they were saying Jeff Jarrett is 60. It might have been Mr. D. Can't remember who it was. Shout out to whoever it was.
Didn't Sting retire at 60? Yeah, but Sting's retiring it. I'm sorry.
The difference I was gonna say is I don't recall them. They're asking them to put the person over. I'm with you, but are they asking this talent at that age to carry the individual? That's what I feel like the difference is. I recall what Zilla looked like at the top of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he looks like now because I haven't watched a lot of his matches.
Me neither.
So I'm assuming that Booker T still has to JanSport him. And that's not a bad thing, but I'm looking like, damn, can Booker T do that at 60? That's
Also carrying a guy in a reality of wrestling main event is different.
It's different.
From
I'm with you.
being on national TV in whatever promotion trying to. He's at the top of WWID though. I feel like
yes, 100%.
That's why. So is it really different?
Yes, it's still really different because it's not. Have you been watching reality of wrestling?
I've been watching it here and there for the last 4 years.
But what I mean is, it's not like it's a million eyes every week.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay.
It's not even like, it's not an NXT right now. It's at a certain level.
I think he can do it. And I think that it's great. I think they had some of the WWE ID people in NXT this week as well, which I thought was interesting. Shout out to them. I love Miss NXT and everything that she has going on. Shout out. Did y'all talk about the promo of promos for Monday night yet?
No, we haven't gotten there.
We have not. We got the AEW. Actually, we will be getting there. I get because I guess it don't make no sense. I will say this, just to close up the AEW stuff. He's Cope now. It's kind of weird. They called him Cope like 500 times during that the Dynamite broadcast. I guess that was his first match back, but that's Cope now.
It's a wrestler with a nickname.
It's Cope now.
She on Rock now.
Cool. Edge. First of all, Edge, I would need you to have a fucking feet. Like Edge, let's be for real, Edge.
That's cool.
Say him in the face. I promise.
Edge, you are, and I'm not saying this to say that he can't wrestle anywhere else, but everything about him screams WWE product.
I mean,
except for WWE wanting him to be WWE product.
Well, they wanted him to be a special attraction. He wanted to wrestle every week, and I understand why they told him not.
He wanted to be Cope.
Shit, we all do.
Yeah, I'm good.
They wanted you to be an attraction.
I wish my job asked me to be a special attraction.
Right, exactly. They literally said, "Can we pay you a bunch of money to do hair?"
Only Wednesday.
But remember being in a culture or a locker room where, and this is back with Punk and all them niggas, where they were the first era of niggas to see regular attractions come back for Mania season, take the big payday and go away,
and bounce,
right? So being on that side of it, and then years down the road, you're the older guy that is supposed to be the attraction. You getting this in the locker room, you feel like, I can see where they feel like a hypocrite.
Because you can't do it. Not you. What I'm saying, he can't do it, cuz.
Who, Cope?
Yeah.
Cope could do it.
His matches aren't terrible.
You said Coke?
Cope could do it. He just gonna break his legs doing it again.
Yeah, because he done injured himself.
Okay.
You got to be able to.
It come with it.
I think sometimes you have to know where you fall on the like, and everybody's scale is different, right? Because certain people, like for example, even though R-Truth doesn't wrestle as intensely every week, so his body isn't getting as much wear as tear on television. Right. We don't know what's happening, in private events, but R-Truth is up there too, and R-Truth is in great condition.
That's what I'm
saying. And so I think it depends on how much. Also, too, R-Truth wasn't doing 50, 100,000 tables, ladders, and chair matches.
That's a good point too. Yeah.
Like so, everybody, and see also to another thing too, and people look at it differently. LA Knight is big right now, and LA Knight is the same age as a lot of these guys, but LA Knight hasn't been on TV as long as a lot of these guys. And when you're on TV, the public ages you more when you've been seen every week for years. So it's different. Whereas R-Truth has preserved his look because R-Truth is seasonally available. He's not on TV every single week. He's not getting this banger after banger after banger match every single week. So he doesn't look as worn out as the Edge. Edge looks worn out.
And he looks exhausted.
So this is the thing, though.
Magic
let me ask this question though: It's tough to, and I don't want to do this because I kind of have a big respect for both of these guys, to be honest. But like at the end of your career, whose career do you want to have had? Right? Between those two.
Between who?
Between Edge and R-Truth. Right?
It depends on what your perspective of success and winning is.
Right. And this is my question.
I don't think either career is better than the other, if I'm being honest. I personally don't believe that because it depends on what you want to get out of it.
So, R-Truth has had some legendary moments as a pro wrestler outside of WWE. First Black NWA champion. You know what I'm saying? I still will say R-Truth with the cigarettes is my favorite iteration of, the stuff him and Miz did
with the
on
cigarettes.
The way into WrestleMania with Dwayne and Jonathan Cena. All that's really, really good stuff. But Edge was the guy. Like, he's had championship runs. He's been at the top of the card. He's had the career. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Let me ask it like that though. Is R-Truth as amazing as he's been, you know what I'm saying? One of the greatest comedic wrestlers, you know what I mean? All time, his time is perfect. He's great. But is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Absolutely. And here's why. Because I look at these wrestlers like actors. You have your Brad Pitts, but then you have your Colin First. Where they just stay with me, please.
Yeah.
Walk with him. You have an actor who's a superstar. I'm at the Oscars. I've had the blockbusters. I'm Will Smith. But then you have somebody like a Courtney B. Vance, who you can call Courtney B. Vance. Angela Bassett husband. Just pay attention, man.
Yeah. Walk with him.
You can call Courtney B. Vance, and wherever you put Courtney B. Vance is going to deliver. Courtney B. Vance will also be able to carry an inexperienced actor or somebody who's new to television. He's also somebody that you can rely on no matter what every time. You can always put him in the slot. Everybody has a part to play. To me,
I agree with
R-Truth is a first ballot Hall of Famer because who else can take a gimmick like the 24/7 championship, make it their own, and make it last for as long as he made it last with a shit gimmick like that? Who else can team with the Miz and keep making himself getting himself over when that gimmick should have been over years ago. And still make it relevant and still have a WrestleMania moment and still have people root for him. Who else you know can go and have comedic timing? R-Truth is a first ballot Hall of Famer because R-Truth is dependable and he has found a way to not get released, to keep his character fresh with the same thing and still get over with the crowd with a shit gimmick. It's easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's different when you the guy and Vince is giving you all the opportunities. He's giving you the prime presentation. He's giving you win the WrestleMania main events. You winning the Money in the Bank. You doing all of this.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there though. Remember, Edge was in tags. Vince ain't a tags guy. Edge was a vampire in a tag team.
He was a vampire for real.
To the main guy.
Correct, especially after Christian left.
Right.
So, to a point, he was never the anointed guy from Vince. Edge took that. Like, Edge earned that.
And R-Truth has earned it too.
By the way.
And I think R-Truth earned it too. And I think R-Truth.
That's a great question, Eddie James.
R-Truth is a first ballot Hall of Famer because it's a black man, and I know that he's not like that, but he's taken a stooge that is very offensive, a character that could be very offensive, and he has played that character with dignity and found a way to feed his family and his kids and remain relevant with a character that I know Vince gave him to be an asshole. And he took that pig's leftovers and he made chickens out of it.
Wasn't Vince supposed to be wasn't word on road that was Vince Mann's?
And it could be Vince Man, but guess what? R-Truth is still black. No matter how much he Vince Man,
that's the nigga.
He Vince Man that cracks something the fuck up and that he goes to dinner with and he cool with, but he's still Vince Man that you funny.
Mr. Nigga.
You know what? I like the Barkley.
So I was completely with Cuz when he said who's. I was with Cuz, but you broke it down, Daps. You got me easing to your side, but I'm still rocking with Cuz.
Oh yeah, and that's fine. But I would, if I was a lawyer, because I have to think like a lawyer for what I do outside of this. There is a case to be made in a very plausible one that R-Truth deserves it. He deserves it for tenure. Because let's face it, R-Truth had to play second fiddle to The Miz. How is The Miz a two-time Grand Slam champion? Explain that to me.
Hey, white people are allowed to fall up.
Exactly. And he managed to make it in spite of.
So,
and he's a better wrestler.
This is my argument here. Is what's make it. I think R-Truth has had a successful career.
It's a ceiling.
But he just won his first.
He just got a WrestleMania moment back in April. The other day.
While I think R-Truth is a clear Hall of Famer, their difference is grand. I think yes, he's a Hall of Famer, but when I say first ballot Hall of Famer, there's no one sneezes at Edge getting in the day he retires because of just resume.
They cried the day after he announced his retirement, like or when he went with the next.
There's no disputing that.
I'm just saying.
There's no disputing that Edge is a first ballot Hall of Famer. But this is why I probably couldn't be on these committees because I'm looking at several factors when I look at Hall of Fame. I'm looking at tenure, I'm looking at resiliency, I'm looking at match quality, I'm looking at athleticism, I'm looking at the ability to endure. And when most wrestlers would have said, oh, I'm better than this, I'm leaving, I'm not doing this, R-Truth said, I'll continue to cash your check and I'll continue to be a stooge, but I'm going to be the best stooge that I can be. And I'm going to take this shit character and I'm going to put myself over with it. And he did. Because let's face it, nobody else did better with that 24/7 title than him.
No, that's facts. And I think because we, in the spirit of continuing the conversation, I'll transition like this. Guess where we saw R-Truth on the rise. It was on Monday Night Raw, right? Which is now we're days away from Monday Night Raw's debut on Netflix.
Yes.
Which means that this past Monday night was the final Raw of the USA era. I'm gonna say for now.
Is this the second final Raw of the? Nobody talk about that
because Raw left USA to go to Spike for however many years ago, and then they went. I saw somebody tweet, and they posted a video when WWE renewed, or they went back. They were going back to USA, but they were still on Spike. Spike was so pissed that they would bleep anybody saying USA, especially on WWE. So apparently on the last episode of Raw on Spike, Vince McMahon just kept saying USA to piss off the Spike censors anymore. But I mean, I think before we get into the Raw debut on Netflix next week, I was having a conversation about this, and you know, in talking to, like, it's funny, DDM recently, you know, expressed to us offline, I don't know if I should be sharing this or not, but DDM was like, yo, I enjoy talking wrestling when the wrestling's on with y'all. And, like, you know, the Monday nights, the Friday nights, and Tuesdays, actually, damn near every day when there's wrestling on, the BRP group chat is going crazy. And it's funny because, I mean, that's kind of how me, Fam, and Mav kind of really started getting to know each other, was talking about Raw on Monday nights. So I kind of wanted to, you know, chime in too. We've lived most of our lives Monday nights making sure that we're looking at USA. Are there any, like, when you think about, like, the greatest moments of Raw on the USA Network, is it like, what comes to mind when y'all think about that?
The music. They used to have a specific intro song back in the 90s. It was wild. You knew you were only getting an hour of fucking wrestling, but it was new.
An hour of Raw was that used to be a thing.
It was a fucking hour, and it always came on, and it had like that when it was going out and shit. That's what I remember vividly, because I knew my mother was like, "Hey, your ass need to be in bed.
It's time for bed.
Minutes. You got 15 minutes, nigga." I'm like, God damn.
I don't care who won the match.
Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I remember vividly. You know what I mean? Blossom was on. And then he come Monday Night Raw.
Blossom would be on, and then I would switch to USA. And for a while, it used to be Murder, She Wrote.
It was Murder, She Wrote.
It wasn't Silk Stockings?
I think after a while, it's actually funny because I would only watch whatever show it was before Raw.
It was horny.
I would only watch about 5 minutes. Every Chicago 5, Chicago PD, anything that's on before Raw, I see the last 5. Ice-T.
Quantum Leap.
Ice-T.
Quantum Leap.
You know how many times I've seen the last 3 minutes of goddamn HVU or whatever them guest VU.
Like, damn, they killed
Oh my God, La Femme Nikita. Yes.
La Femme Nikita. Classic.
All the goddamn shows I've seen, goddamn Ice just looking emotional in the camera.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
I get it now.
was nasty on the Femme Nikita. Y'all some nasty motherfuckers.
Shout out to Femme Nikita. Nah, in terms of, like, some of my favorite moments, I think one of the first ones
your favorite moment, nigga?
No. One of the first moment that pops to mind is Brian Pillman with the strap. With
all right, yo.
Hey, Vin.
He had the strap.
What?
All right, yo.
Now, Vin.
You had the hammer.
Now, Vin.
No, he had the strap. He was strapped up.
Hey, Vin.
I said what I said.
I see you in the streets.
Strapped up? Nah, Brian Pillman on the gun with the gun on TV. I genuinely did not know if it was real or not.
It was real or not.
I did not know. Like, that was one of the few times was like, yo, he about to kill somebody for real. He was the loose cannon. I mean, in talking about somebody who did I see? Matt, did you share somebody with the Ball family on Raw?
I just shared it with us.
Nah, because
I loved it.
LaMelo Ball beat that nigga ass. Beat that nigga ass. That come on,
You here for that?
You live TV. Because they didn't know what was going to happen.
Ring like that.
This nigga, listen, LeVar Ball was amazing.
He was doing
when you think back to like he came out and he did not take it seriously
at all.
He came out, he was like, "Whoa!" Like, come on, nigga.
He out wrestling the wrestling show.
What are you talking about? What are these people?
Basketball players, NBA players. The one you don't remember the big baller brand nigga that had his kids in the NBA. And
they still playing. Is that still a thing?
A couple of them, right? Isn't the one not playing no more?
It's two were playing. Lonzo Ball, long injury. LaMelo Ball plays for the Hornets. He injuries here and there, light injuries, and then LiAngelo is the second son. Just released a record.
That's what I saw.
Did he diss Cam?
Huh?
Did he have bars with Cam? Oh,
no.
Right.
It was just a record. I saw him in the car playing a record for somebody. Yeah,
in the car playing a record.
Were they on Raw?
When the big baller brand was when their father was super viral, they were invited. When Dean, because there was a Dean Ambrose, it was a Miz TV segment when Miz was beefing with Dean Ambrose. They had the daddy out there. He pulled his shirt off. The other two sons this is the thing, DDM. So the dad is wilding out. He already 40, 50 some years old doing karate in the middle of the ring with his shirt off with church pants on. Them teenage boys got live mics. So when his daddy was doing karate and it was time for Dean Ambrose to come out, Dean Ambrose is hitting the Titantron. Huh?
This is the younger one too. He wasn't 18 yet.
Yeah, he was definitely not ready to be in the NBA yet. He was not
mellow. Facts.
He on the mic talking about beat that nigga ass. Beat that nigga ass on live TV. I would play it, but I feel like YouTube would kill it.
Listen, it's one of our favorite BRP moments. We loved it. I
wasn't watching.
You heard that? You heard that?
I'm gonna have to send you the link after the show. That for real, it was
my favorite Raw moments. Anything with Lita, especially. Lita is Amy Dumas is the reason I started watching wrestling.
Word?
Her and the Hardy Boys are the reason. That's why Jeff Hardy and Matt will never be able to say anything bad.
Love them motherfuckers.
Even though they keep lying about being R&B fans.
I don't care.
It's the same song.
I don't care. Them two boys from Cameron, North Carolina, and that chick that live in San Francisco, they are the Mount Rushmore in my life.
Okay.
Anything Lita, and I also cackle. I wasn't watching at the time, but I went back and watched old episodes when Nene was on Raw.
Oh shit.
I don't think I saw that one.
I don't even remember.
I remember. No, that was a moment. Yeah.
And she walked down the ramp with the divas, and
I forget what year this was. She was
on Raw.
This is old nose or new nose?
This was just got my first new nose.
Her first nose, okay.
And it was funny because Nene fit right in with them divas as girls.
Mm-hmm.
That and like I said, Lita versus Trish, 2004. Lita versus China, even though she got her ass beat. When Lita used to Hurricanrana guys from the top rope. Because girls just wasn't doing that at the time. Now that's commonplace, right?
Right.
At the time when Lita used to come out in them baggy jeans with the thong showing and the crop top, she just looks so, and that flaming red hair. She just, every time I would see that lady on Monday nights when that and they would come out and they do that thing, and Matt and Jeff used to wear them fishnet tops.
Oh, they still do.
The neon fishnet tops with the baggy jeans. That's when their bodies was in great shape. I say this so many times, but Lita and the Hardy Boys are just they represent a time capsule of cool and discovery that I don't care. This is that they, to me, I know we watch wrestling for the matches. I know we looking at all of that stuff, but at the core, we watch wrestlers as avatars for who we like and would like to be in some ways in life, or who we don't have the courage to be in life.
Right.
And seeing them come out in my in being a teenager in the late 90s, early 2000s, where the world was a totally different place.
True.
And seeing these cool looking people, they were not black, of course, but they just looked so cool, and they were such an oxymoron.
It was different.
What was happening in wrestling, both aesthetically and in the ring at the time.
Right.
They just will always. They just will always. I think the black mark on Lita's legacy is the sex show with Edge, and I think I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. I think that's a reason why to this day I don't particularly care for Edge as a character.
Because of the live sex show.
I ever since that, and I know it's not his fault, but I can't disassociate. It's like when my grandmother watches the stories, she's always not going to like Catherine Chancellor. I don't care what Catherine Chancellor plays in or whatever. It's just something about when that happened to her. It turned me off from Edge, and I could never subscribe to him again.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're
Damn.
really mad at that, Cal.
I'm sorry.
You really mad at Cope.
It's weird. They said about 50 Lem Cope. Check out Rated R Cope.
I'm not calling that nigga Adam Copeland. I prefer Cope to Adam Copeland.
I'm going to keep calling him. Mama named him Edge.
I mean, truth be told,
I'm going to
yes.
call him Edge.
Edge, they just trying to do the same one.
I understand what they do, and it's just.
But what is your favorite Raw moment?
Me?
Yes.
Honestly, especially I rewatched it recently. It's gotta be in talking about pure athletes. That match with Shelton Benjamin and Shawn Michaels, where Shelton Benjamin got on that top rope and leapt damn near the entirety of the other side of that ring to get caught in that super kick.
He jumped the whole ring, son.
I again, patreon.com/Black Rasslin. We watched it months ago because this may have been right around the time he was going to AEW, but he said, I watched the interview. Shelton said that he only practiced it once. He said he went to the ring. They said, "Can you do this?" He said, "Let me try it." He jumped on that top rope. He actually jumped further than he did in the match, and he said, "I got you." And then him and Shawn Michaels just did that shit. They were. It was so. It's funny because like it's so unique that they don't even have HD of it. Try and find like very good quality that you're just gonna find whatever was broadcast. The best quality is probably on their YouTube page. It is not that good.
Oh wow.
It's not.
Another moment I really liked on Raw was Ivory's Right to Censor run with Steven Richards.
Okay.
That's the shit.
I love
Ivory was good.
I love Right to Censor Ivory.
I don't hear a lot of people bigging Right to Censor up. That's why
I loved Right to Censor Ivory, and like, the reason why I loved her because she was a heel that would get under my skin. Like I couldn't stand Ivory.
But yeah, that was a thing, right?
But Right to Censor Ivory, and actually looking at where the world is now, Right to Censor Ivory actually is a character that they repackaged it a little bit that could actually work.
Oh,
shit. When I look at it now, Right to Censor Ivory, and we're not going to get political, but Right to Censor Ivory and Right to Censor, they're basically MAGA.
I was going to say they beat the Daily Wire.
Mm-hmm. I mean, half of wrestling characters are MAGA.
That's a good point.
Anything, Rap is Crap, Mr. Perfect, American Badass, Mr. Undertaker, like all that is
that's real life.
Yeah. Right to Censor Ivory was
the entirety of NWA.
I love that character. And you know what's so crazy? That's the only Ivory character I remember. And I know she wrestled, of course, for years.
No, I'm with you.
Right to Censor Ivory is how I will always remember Ivory.
That white shirt, that black long skirt. Yeah.
Tie.
With the tie on, yeah.
Now I know you ladies I know you want the best for yourself.
Well, Antoine said American made.
Ivory,
Yeah.
just thinking about it, because she was born too early. Ivory would have thrived now. Ivory would have got busy now.
Right now.
But
yeah.
she had to suffer through Glow and suffer through being. Oh man, that sucks for Ivory, man.
It's rough.
Shout out to Ivory, man.
Shout out to
Ivory is one of those women, like you said, Matt, who I get so annoyed that she doesn't get more respect.
Yeah.
Because I think Ivory was really good, and Ivory's character work was good too.
Yeah.
That like I ain't gonna be the
You hated it. You hated it.
You hated
I
it.
hated
hate
Ivory. I hate, and that's how I know it was great. Because Ivory is a heel that I could not stand, and a lot of the heels today, it's like you're a heel, okay,
Right.
but like I couldn't stand Ivory. I couldn't stand Ivory. When she got that women's title, I was pissed.
I'm trying to think of my favorite moment, yo. It's so fucking many. I've seen everything.
We probably watched
Like
every
legit,
episode
I've
of Raw.
seen
Yeah.
everything. And
So
I
the
can't
one-
really, huh?
The one memory that's really, really crazy that I haven't talked about because it wasn't necessarily positive, but it was one of those everybody in the world remembers where they were moments is when King went out.
Oh
And had his heart
yeah.
attack. You know what I'm saying?
The day that I was posting about stuff like that on Facebook, and it'll hit my memories because he got super kicked in the heart, and then he had a heart attack.
After
Oh yeah.
that was a, you know what I mean? He was just sitting and you could hear him snoring, and it was, I believe this may have just been the like I just talked to Cal and Cuz about wrestling before we had any,
Yes. Mhm.
concept of content. We were still like, yo, do you see that?
It was just internet. Yeah, it was straight internet. That's crazy.
Shout out to us. Big up to us.
Yeah, 100%.
Put those applause on, Cal. Give us some applause.
My fault. My
Give
fault.
BRP some applause.
Well, yeah, we deserve it, don't we? We deserve it. Hold on.
Lisa Moretti.
That's her name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shouts to her.
Ivory. Go, man.
Shouts to Ivory.
Listen,
I'm trying to think.
There was some
I'm trying
really-
to think of one.
there really some really important black pro wrestling moments on
Yes.
Raw.
Yes.
So the very first match was Coco losing to Yoko.
Damn, I forgot about that.
Right. So there was a black man in the very, very first match.
Raw.
The
was for the title?
entirety. I don't think so. It could be, but I don't think so.
I got to
Okay,
check.
my bad.
Yeah. The entirety of the Kofi Mania run.
Facts.
Oh yeah.
Facts.
You know, all that stuff, the match with the Usos where they was like, you know what, Us, we forfeit, you know what I mean? All of that. Rock's Raw debut in 96.
Yep.
Sasha versus Charlotte Flair in 2016.
Oh wow.
Bobby winning the belt on Raw, which
That
is
was a
weird.
moment.
It
Oh
wasn't
yeah, I
up
remember
that.
that.
That was that
Big E
pandemic
cashing
shit.
in.
Yeah.
Big E's cash-in was on Raw.
Big
Yep.
Cal.
Mhm. I remember that.
But my favorite pro wrestling moment on Monday Night Raw is Salmon Jacket, Mark Henry.
Classic.
That was Raw.
Yeah.
That was Raw.
And what was that?
That was when
When
he.
he cut the, it sounded like he was doing the fake, like he was going to retire,
Yep.
and then he
Beat the
gave-
bejesus out of him.
He beat
World
John Cena
Greatest
ass.
Slam, John Cena when he came in there to
Yeah.
congratulate him.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. I wonder if you Google Salmon Jacket. I wonder if it's Mark Henry Salmon.
Oh, I'm sure.
After
listen.
a bunch of salmon jackets. Wait, is
I mean,
he not
they
first page?
let AJ Styles do a fake Salmon Jacket.
Oh
You-
yeah.
Wait,
last
you know,
year.
not only did they let AJ Styles do that, they included that as one of their best moments from SmackDown. I was surprised. All of it equated to was a Styles clash on the floor.
Yeah.
But they rated that shit super high. It was, but when Mark Henry did it, I remember
We was all-
everybody thought
got
that
it.
he was gone.
We were all got.
That's that Hall of Pain, yo. That's that Hall of Pain shit.
Somebody gonna get their ass whipped.
Come on, Lamont Henry.
And I guess actually, hold up. This may be a good transition. The one of the only other moments I do want to bring up, which is funny because we could probably some people may say that we can still get one of these, was Raw was where CM Punk dropped the pipe bomb. He sat crisscross applesauce on that Titantron and talked cash shit about everybody.
Changed the earth.
The earth.
But you know what's so crazy? And I don't know if anybody's pointed this out. I'm sure they have, right? Shout out to Tyler, the creator, Chromacopia.
I'm about to say, what's going on up here?
But the fact that
that's what I do.
The production team and Vince said, you know what? This is good TV.
Let them fly.
Keep it running.
Let them fly.
They ain't go to commercial. They said, let them say all this shit because we're going to make somebody off of it. I think this is why. This is why.
Testify.
Hey, niggas be listening to this with earphones now, DDA.
This is why, for as terrible as a human being that he is, Vince McMahon is one of the greatest minds in entertainment. I'm not even going to say wrestling, because to be able to say you talking cash shit about me and my family in my house on national television, but keep it rolling though, because this is it's iconic. Like that man, he might be dancing in gasoline drawers down with Hades when it's all said and done. That's not our decision to make. But I'll tell you this, one of the greatest minds in entertainment. I'm not even talking in entertainment.
Damn.
Because he let it keep running. And most people would have cut the commercial.
I'm going to say just pro wrestling because I saw No Holds Barred.
I saw No Holds Barred. I recently rewatched No Holds Barred. It does not. Dookie.
My nigga picked up the whole pole.
Yes, Sean Tragedy, give me the contract. Give it to me. It might only be good for a year because I know Vince won't release me, but that's all right.
Through the pole, son. Through that.
I'm sorry. So Raw this Monday is going to be the debut Raw on Netflix. Niggas yawning already. Get ready, because word on road is we going back to 3 hours.
Ain't no way.
Word on road is we going back to it's next week, if I'm not mistaken. SmackDown's supposed to be going back to 3 hours.
Oh yeah, SmackDown is definitely getting 3 hours.
They put that on WWE.com. I don't think it's official at Raw yet, but they said Raw going back to 3 hours.
I think the scariest part of next week, and really the coolest part, is that we don't know what time it's going.
We don't know shit.
Remember we used to know, like, it was a 7-minute overrun. Like, we knew. Yep. Like, we have zero idea.
Of what this is.
The same people who are mad about Max having commercials are going to be mad about.
I tweeted it. You better be prepared.
But we don't know when it's going to be over.
No, we don't know.
I'm not mad
for
at
the first episode. I think that's very cool for the first episode.
Yeah. It's smart.
Listen, I'm not watching a 3-hour, 15-minute episode.
So,
Ever?
No, I'm not.
Ever.
No.
Not every week, but the first night, tomorrow night. I mean Monday night, because everybody else, Dave, still off.
Yes.
You sound like Mimi this
Today
morning.
was Monday and Friday at the same time.
You're right.
Everybody back to work.
Here in the Maryland area, it's going to be snowing Sunday evening into Monday afternoon.
I'm out again.
I gotta go get my items. I gotta go get my items because I ain't gonna be up in here.
I gotta hit the grocery store in the morning. I want
to in the liquor store.
Big facts. I'll say this.
Puffs.
Immediately following Raw, I don't know what time that's going to be, but immediately following Raw, Turnbuckle Talk, BRP Spaces on Twitter, X, at Black Rasslin on your social media choice. We're going to be over there talking about whatever happened on the show. But now I do think, to echo what Brother Fam was saying, I like that idea, and there's a lot on that show.
Yeah.
Not only
like a pay-per-view.
Like WrestleMania.
At some point, Travis Scott is supposed to be performing. John.
That's new Flow Rider. That's new Flow Rider.
That nigga got
Different
actual
color white
music.
beater. That's all.
He could be performing new music. I don't know.
He could be performing the new Raw theme.
He could have produced the Raw theme. You have to be prepared for anything. He had the song at the end of Tenet. I don't remember what it sounded like, but
Look at y'all niggas money.
they already gave Megan Thee Stallion and the Yami some money for the SmackDown theme. That wasn't that long. October? It's big bucks. Netflix said we riding for a minute. They trying.
Netflix,
They got it.
They cake.
Ben, I think those are left over.
I don't think it's going to be the Pointer Sisters. I think it's going to be that. That's the only. Hopefully, this Raw is so good that it makes me think about this Raw when somebody say Jan 6 and not MAGA storming the Capitol. But no,
a nice distraction from that.
Travis Scott, John Cena is officially going to be there. I guess kicking off his final year in the WWE. Let me pull up.
Who's the first face that we see? I think we talked about this before, but who's the first face that we see?
Tribal Chief.
Like, I think that
The first face we see on Raw on Netflix.
like we see the goddamn the welcome to Raw.
I know my answer. What's your answer?
I'm going
John
Tribal
Cena.
Chief.
John Cena.
What about you, DDM?
Charlotte Flair's like, no. No, I know it's not going to be Charlotte. If she even show up, they might save her for Rumble. I love
Stick
the
a pin in that. Stick a pin in
They
that.
gotta say somebody from Rumble. We're gonna see 2-3 up niggas we ain't seen.
Who I want and who I think it's going to be. It's probably going to be either The Rock. I could see The Rock.
Who nails is she looking at?
Dora Wallin. Dora said,
Hey yo.
Oh no, that's not a penis. That's a rocket, girl. What are you looking at?
Yeah, what did you watch?
"Is that a penis, Dora?"
He said
No,
that's-
Dora.
Hold
No.
on, my bad.
That's not a penis, Dora.
This is a space thing. We got space.
No.
It's a
They was going
planet.
for your middle. I believe on your middle finger is what they was going for there. They was looking at your middle finger.
Oh.
And I'm staying on the DDM shot because my cousin has insisted upon putting his fingers in. We don't want to see them goddamn meat beaters.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I think it's gonna be Triple H. I think it's gonna be whatever the new music gonna be. That music's gonna die down and then
I thought so, right? Here's why it's not going to be Triple H.
Why?
Because Triple H was my first thought,
That's
right?
always
Because
my
that's what
first
he
thought.
always does.
Always.
Welcome to Monday Night Raw. The problem is,
Are
it's
you
Netflix,
ready? It
right?
is Netflix, right? No, you're right.
It's Netflix. This is different because they're here not only because the money, right? But they're here because this audience will expand on Netflix.
Yep.
And the nigga you put on at first has to be someone we've seen
phenomenon.
somewhere else.
Phenomenon.
The only two
Something
answers
like a phenomenon.
Is The Rock?
John or Dwayne.
There's been Dwayne the Rock Johnson is a good answer,
Tribal Chief.
but Jax.
Tribal Chief, listen, and I don't want to get because this it'll turn into something. Tribal Chief
I know
is
exactly
still
what you get ready to say.
wrestling famous.
Yeah, and I agree with
We've
you.
had that conversation. Yeah, we've had that conversation.
I
Listen,
agree with you.
this-
I agree with.
this
I
ain't
was
shit.
with him.
You said what?
This
I
ain't
agree with him.
But you think
No, he's
it's
He's
gonna
there.
be? We got a
No,
match.
they playing all the cards.
no.
What I'm
What saying is, it's not his show. That's what makes. That's why he's starting it.
You think they're going? You think they're going to hit the theme? Michael Cole and Yami gonna be like, "Hey, welcome to Raw, the new era, Netflix." Yeah. And then it's going to be the Lola Falana match, and it's going to be Roman Reigns coming out first
Yup.
because Yami got the Lola Falana on.
Lola Falana match.
It's
is
maybe
first.
it'll be Rock and then then Roman
That's
come
what I'm
down
thinking.
and knock the $7 out of his
Well,
pocket?
yeah. Well, I think Math's got a good point because they already had. I mean, and it was just like the ending of this past Monday on Raw. Punk Rollins is the main event of the show, so I would assume that, like they've done with previous PLEs and stuff like that, Roman and them they say we gonna get our whole storyline out the way.
Rip.
That's the 9 o'clock hour, or like you know how they put those.
Oh shit! It is going to a midnight, right?
That 9 o'clock main event. You know what I'm saying?
You think 9
And they
o'clock
got
would be
that-
the Lola Falana?
that 10 o'clock main event, and
Hey.
then the real main event.
They know we going to bed at 10.
And niggas ain't going to bed. I'm
We
not.
Well, it's
We
3
gotta work-
hours.
we
It
gotta
comes
go
on
work
at 8,
at-
so 8 to 11. It's over by 11.
When I say we, I mean niggas in general, not us, because we got to work on a snow day.
Whose
That's
fault
good.
is that?
Me.
I think the thing is I mean, like we're saying, they're building this like a PLE, which is funny because there's been conversations, and I mean, again, who knows what's going to be the final result when it comes to the matches, which I think they already have. They're a good 4 matches booked right now, and they're very strong matches. They're PLE caliber, but we've talked about it too. Like, is the women's Intercontinental title going to be, decided on the show? And currently the thought is that no, that's not going to happen because they want to have this show look a certain way. Like maybe that's why there's only 4 matches on the card so far. Although, what the fuck else what did they add on SmackDown to this?
Well, Rhea and Liv is going. I don't know if they open with that or not.
I mean, it could be the first match, but it won't be
Yeah,
the open.
but they not open the show, and I hope that Rhea is getting this belt because I'm tired of it. Please put this feud to.
They said this is it, right?
Yeah, I hope.
Well, the one thing that Wikipedia doesn't have listed is that this is, I believe, this is a last woman standing match.
That's not the beginning. That's not
That yeah, that if that's facts, then that
9
sounds
o'clock
like
hour, baby.
That's 9 o'clock.
That might be the whole 9 o'clock hour.
That's 9 o'clock.
the last live standing. Get mad at me. Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso.
Oh yeah, my
That'll be a
husband.
nice 10-minute match.
Which one, nigga?
Yeah,
Which one is
that's not gonna
funny?
be long. That's not gonna be long.
Who's winning?
Drew.
Drucifer.
Yeah.
Drew is murdering everything moving in his path right now.
Drew
Hey,
getting
I
ready to
ain't
get
gonna
his
lie to y'all.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Him and I feel like his beef with Seth Rollins put him in the best position he's ever been in. The stuff, his work with Seth. I mean,
Drew?
with Punk.
Oh, Punk? Yeah,
Punk.
yeah.
His work with Punk put him in.
It's the 3 of them.
Well, but it's Punk with 2 different feuds.
Yeah, because that was feud of the. That's clearly feud of the year.
Drew CM Punk is feud of 2024 without a
So
doubt.
like, listen, it was the social media stuff, and I mean, I'll never believe he came up with that on his own. Plus, I remember what that Fox on that Raw on Fox account used to do. I feel like whoever was running that account had something to do with the stuff he did, the peace sign at the grave site and all that.
Whoever it
Bracelet
was.
stuff they made a bracelet of MacGuffin.
Yeah.
That did so much for brother Drew.
Hell yeah.
Drew definitely ate off Punk plate.
Big
You gotta
facts.
send him. You gotta take him out to a steak dinner.
We ain't gotta take him out for shit. Fuck him.
Whole offensive line. It's like a quarterback in the offensive line.
I mean, but DDM, you said you was watching the shows. Were you not captivated by that CM Punk Seth Rollins promo at the end of Raw? Yeah.
That was a read down. It was giving Wild Wild West shootout. I was here for it. It was captivating. And the best heat we always say is true heat with a tinge of truth. And baby, when I tell you they was reading down, reading down. And Seth, everything they both said was true. And that's the thing that made it so great, was because everything that Seth said was true. But also too, everything that CM Punk was saying was true. But at the same time, you can't get mad at Seth Rollins for saying, okay, the guy that owns the company likes me. This is what he wants me to do. I got a career.
That was low.
That's his card, though.
blow.
He did the same thing when he was at AEW. He said, me and David Zaslav is down. David Zaslav is one of the heads of Warner Brothers. He was like, that's why he was talking about the no. What did he say? The Young Bucks, they ain't had no bucks, some shit like that. He was the only certified buck out there. I forget what it was, but yeah, he likes playing that card. It worked though.
It worked, and I think him and Seth did a great job. I'm personally team Seth because I'm not the biggest fan of Phil. Phil gets too hurt for me.
Fuck with him.
And Seth,
There's an honesty in the nigga that be mad for real.
That's why I fuck.
There's a certain honesty in the nigga that be mad for real.
yeah,
Because you know it's real. You know it's real.
I love Seth Rollins. So for me, I'm definitely team Seth for this. But I think that overall, I think that promo was fantastic. Next week is just going to be a lot of good wrestling. You got NXT, people on Tuesday.
Shout out to
Thank God
Transition.
Eddie Thorpe picked up the belt this week.
DDM. Well, that's the thing. Last week at the end of the show, at the end of NXT, I believe, Oba Femi picked up that NXT championship. DDM said, "Oh no!"
And then this week, Eddie Thorpe picked up the belt. I was like, "Oh, you got it last. Okay, great."
Yeah.
But
Eddie
that
Thorpe
exchange,
picked
and not to switch gears too quick, but I'm an NXT loyal.
Hey, real quick before we hold on, I do want to get one point in before we leave Raw. Seth Punk scares me.
What?
Because Seth has a history and Punk has a history. Punk is an old man.
Just what I say all the time.
Seth has hurt a couple of old men. He's broken some.
That was young Seth.
Seth also be hurt too, but
Seth do be hurt.
Seth just came back not too long ago.
We haven't seen a whole bunch of old Seth. What I will say is, they have been playing it considerably safe with CM Punk. This is outside of that, and I am worried.
I don't think it's going to be a match, but
I hope not.
Yeah.
You got to hold this off.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, though. That's all I wanted to say.
I'm with you. I like that. I didn't think about them the main event not being a match. Damn, that's smart. And actually, the only other thing I'm thinking about, then we'll get to new Logan Paul may be there because he was definitely at the press conference. So be ready for seeing. Be ready.
Almost everybody's gonna be there.
Be ready.
They've been talking about Becky a lot.
They've been talking about Becky a lot. People have been asking about Charlotte Flair and when she's gonna be returning a lot. I think there's a lot that can happen. We mentioned Dwayne Johnson. He could be in the building. Penta. They've been running them promos during Raw.
Something to it this week.
And there was a situation with the. I'm sorry, Didi, and we'll get to New Year's Eve in a second. There was a situation with the New Day where they confronted Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio said, "Hey, y'all want to have a tag team match?" He didn't say with one of them niggas that was standing behind him, though. No disrespect to the LWO. So a lot of people are speculating if it's going to be Rey and Penta going up against.
You gotta get them Sean.
Are they finally gonna let Rey do that world record of masks thing that they've been talking about since I went to my first WrestleMania?
I think this could be the start of it. If you've got a situation where you've got Rey Mysterio introducing a Penta to the WWE, at some point, Penta got to take that knife and stab that man in the back. And say, "Hey, little brother, let's go ham on the LWO and beat all their ass and be the real ones out here."
I don't want them
to do a real LWO and make Dominic get away from
Dominic with the lucha. Oh my!
Nah, I don't want that either.
Dominic is leaving Judgment Day soon. Yeah. He could Lucha Bros is cool with West Side Gun.
Kill the LWO. Judgment Day already done.
He said they on life support. That's crazy.
JD Vance if that's done, JD Vance could be an AEW.
JD Vance is crazy. JD Vance is crazy.
JD Vance is wow.
JD Vance is gonna be in goddamn LWO this time
Shout out
next
to
year. I
Penna.
promise you.
Let Penna put that knife right back.
No, that's that. I like that conversation.
End it.
No, NXT New Year's Evil. That's the other show. That's literally
Run wild, that.
Tuesday, also in LA because the Raw show's in LA.
Yep.
Is that at the same? It's not at. This is at the Shrine Expo Hall.
Yeah, it's not at the same place.
This card is stacked too, low key. I mean, we were talking about that Oba Femi, Trick Williams, Eddie Thorpe, triple threat match. Oba Femi and Trick Williams this past Tuesday on NXT. They had a really good back and forth.
God. Oba Femi is working in NXT at this point to get that belt, to have a good team and to continue to build. And I like that they have him simmering, but he is main roster ready now. He is cutting promos better.
I like his promos. I do like his promos.
Been sitting on that main roster for a while. He knows how to work as a big man, and I want him to sit in NXT for another year. I don't want him to be on main roster until 2026.
Word.
He is clearly clear, and everybody is not like that. Some people gotta work at it, but I don't know how long he's been doing this, but like
not long.
He is amazing. Some people just have the touch. And when he's talking about, he's like, you think you can dictate what it is? You think you have this? I'm the captain now. And he took it from Captain Phillips. But
yes.
It was so natural.
Yeah, that I'm the captain now was dope.
Great callback. And then when Trick came, like even when Trick was coming out, he was like, oh, of course. Like he gets it. And no shade, because Trick sometimes can get a little sketch on the mic at times. But when he came out with Oba, he was on his best bullshit.
He said Trick McGrady.
Trick was ready. But Oba Femi, like I want a Gunther style NXT title run from him while he's in NXT with that championship. He is the one who is believable to hold the belt for an extended period of time. That man is greatness.
Wait, Brother Fam, can you pull up what Rock said? Rock said Oba Femi won't be in NXT another year. He's going to show out at the Rumble and be main roster by SummerSlam.
Oh, wow, you think you're going to take him that soon?
That's not good, though.
It feels early.
It's not good.
So check this out. You do remember Keith
Lee?
Remember Keith Lee? This nigga can do what they needed Keith Lee to do, or what Vince McMahon wanted Keith Lee to do, and that's what's going to happen.
So Oba Femi wins the NXT title at some point by Stand and Deliver, and is gone 4 months later. He's doing what on the main roster for the rest of the year? Wrestling Gunther?
This is the flaw of NXT.
He's wrestling Braun Breaker? Like what would be his track, honestly?
No shade, and that's why I want him to stay. I want him to stay for the year.
He needs to stay. I
want him to keep him there. Because if I'm being honest, it comes down to the booking, and no shade. And I'm going on record for this. And I know people will be like, "What? He's a better promo than Braun Breaker."
Oh, talk about
it. In a match, yeah, Braun is a great wrestler, but give Oba more time at NXT, and it's believable that Oba can whip Braun Breaker's ass. It all comes down to me, and I very rarely get behind somebody this much, like as far as the whole thing. It's people I like, but I'm willing to ride down the block with Oba Femi and I'm going to say this as a black person, even though he's African, right?
Who the fuck is that?
At the point?
I don't keep no money.
My bad.
Wait. Hey. They got shiesties on? Wait, hey. What they take? What's in the bags?
That nigga got a glue gun.
I'm sorry, D.
Go ahead, Dad.
I was getting ready to make a real important point.
Prolific.
As black wrestlers, what I love about Oba, he's possesses something, and I don't know how often this has happened before, but Oba has a quality where, as a black man, I feel so empowered when he talks. I feel like Oba is not a game. He's not a joke. He's serious business, and he can go on the mic. There's no excuse for you to not book him correctly.
Facts.
With other people,
there is an excuse, and it's the problem is the available spot. What I'm starting to see is the thought is work the progress, is come in and work the North American champ circuit, and then work the NXT champ circuit, hold that, have your reign, and then get pushed up, and then you meet the disconnect. Because
the Carmelo Hayes effect. That's what's going on with him right now.
Is the assumption is once you work that championship top of NXT, that the next step is going to be available. And the problem is, I don't think that WWE has figured out what that first transitional spot should be.
Right.
Now, you've had some very special guys come in and have a great reign at the top of NXT, and some of them have kind of beat the what's the next step, right? But some folks come in there and they're like, all right, well, you've been great down there. Be great right now. Hurry up.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm just worried about what Oba ends up being if they push him up in 6 months.
Yeah, like, and that's why I said keep him for a year. Keep him for a year. But I believe in that man so much that I feel like he could do it. Like no shade to Carmelo, but I was like, when he first left, because he could wrestle, but let's face it, a lot of that reign was him, and a lot of that last reign was him and Trick, and all of that. Trick was a part of that to a certain degree, not the main ingredient. Oba, the reason why I believe in Oba, and I know NXT is not the same thing, he came in off that NXT tournament, got that cashed in, that contract, got that North American title, sight unseen. The audience did not know him. He got himself over with the audience. And now made that North American title because it was a little for a while after Carmelo dropped it, and made that title. Whoever got that meant something. I just believe, I don't want to say like whatever, but I just feel like this man is different, and I just believe in him so much that I feel like he's one of the few that I feel like he could be okay.
Actually, shout out to
Kevin Owens.
Only been KO, and KO came into NXT with main event experience.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? He's an outlier. The majority of niggas that have they run at the top of NXT, the thought would probably be a mid-card title, but they haven't done a great job at that transition yet for me. Some guys have just come in and been special. KO beat Cena night one.
He beat Cena.
Yeah.
That was it.
He was champion. He was NXT champion at that time, right?
And he beat Cena, right.
I just think this is my point, Brother Terrence. They haven't figured out that booking yet.
But Oba is not Carmelo. Carmelo, like, to me, and I'm going to go into my theater entertainment bag. When I look at Oba Femi, he is great just being. Carmelo is an amalgamation of things to be great to me. And that's just my personal opinion. But I just think Oba is so special that he could go to main roster and be okay. Oba is not Carmelo, and Carmelo may be a way more experienced wrestler and all of this and the third, but it's something about aura that Oba Femi has that I could see him easily standing next to some of them big guys. Like, I could see him, not that Braun Strowman is that guy now, but I could easily see him next to Braun Strowman. I could easily see him next to some of these other big guys on the roster, and it would work. And no shade, he's better on the mic than some of them already.
You know what? DDM said that Oba's got aura, and it's funny because we were talking about Omos earlier. One quote tweet I saw that people saying was that Omos had aura when he had the belt, and he was talking his shit on. He was like, I know how. I finally know how it feels. Oba was that. Oba was that last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's kind of when I see Oba Femi, I love the when he gets on the mic and is able to be in the ring and cut a promo. I don't know how much of that's going to translate to the main roster because it definitely feels like he is him and Roxanne Perez, they both feel like they're very prepared to get out there and say what they're going to say. And I don't know. He's ill because he's got kind of like I don't give a fuck what y'all gonna say, what y'all gonna do. I'm Oba, and I'm about to show y'all what I'm about to do. I hope that confidence in what he's building right now can translate on a main roster whenever he gets there, 2026 or whatever, and he's able to stand in the middle of that ring and say, "Hey, like Bernie Mac, R.I.P. I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers. I'm about to go out here and do my shit the way I do it because you ain't seen this shit before."
But
that's
see,
my
I don't
hope.
think that for me, I don't think that's the issue. I don't like Oba Femi jumping off the screen is already gospel. That already happens, right? My problem is you can give a nigga every ingredient. You can tell him what order to put the goddamn paprika in and the Old Bay and goddamn garlic salt and all that. But the nigga cooking gotta be able to do it.
Well, that's
I think
now
that Oba
my
can do
trust
it.
isn't my distrust. I'm sorry, isn't with Oba.
Yeah.
No, of course. Well, this is literally the same conversation we've had with Omos. At a certain point, the promotion needs to be ready to properly push this big man. Just like I don't think that Omos coming back from Noah into the main roster in the next year is going to be like, oh, they're ready to work him the way they should be working a big guy. Oba Femi may get a little bit more of that because he's proven to be wrestling at a different capacity than some other people, but there's a limit to that. Because Oba's going to have to wrestle Gunther. He's going to have to wrestle Seth Rollins. He's going to wrestle these people, and they're going to be different style matches than what we've been seeing. And I don't know if the powers that be are ready to give him what he needs to do to be going over these people. That's my fear.
I just think I have a funny feeling about this man, and I just have a strong indication and inclination that he is going to do great things.
That shit says Lex Luger.
I hope
So Oba's Lex Luger is crazy. So wait, and there was another question. Somebody asked if Trick is cooked. Where was that?
That's a little truck.
Lil Truck asked if Trick was cooked.
Little truck. I hope he rap.
I with the gun with the gat in the profile picture is amazing. The dog with the gat. I'm sorry. Trick is Trick is gonna have no issue, I think, getting over with the main roster crowd. They were calling for him last year when he showed up on SmackDown in the audience. He's gonna be one of those people. If Oba needs another year,
Trick gone.
Trick's gonna be fine on that main roster, but I do think that it's gonna be more of an uphill battle.
I'll say this: it's going to be a gagger because I think Trick going to do better than Carmelo.
Because Trick naturally has the people behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like he steps out and again, he looked like somebody.
No shade.
He looked like somebody that need to be on top and be on your TV all the time.
No shade. I think he's going to be fine, but I think they need strong black male talent. That's serious. And somebody pointed out I think it was Terrence said Triple H never pushes black male talent, and that may be true.
I think that's a part of it.
Yeah,
that's a big part of it. Yeah.
And if that is,
that was Eddie James. My bad.
That's going to be interesting because I'm interested to see how that works now with like the Nick Khan's and it's not Vince's company per se anymore, even though Triple H is head of creative and stuff. it's going to be interesting to see with this new ownership and regime how this actually works.
And what works? Yeah. Well, I think that's a big part of it, right? Especially with Netflix. Like, I saw that Alicia Taylor is going to be the official announcer for Raw, and starting Friday,
I know what that is.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what people
was. They was like, we want that girl from WrestleMania, and they was like, well, we ain't got her, we got something like her. Like this is
100%.
Switching them niggas.
Lily Garcia is also boarding. I don't like watching the show and hearing her.
Didn't care before Samantha.
But the thing is and this is it's like when you see good anything, when you get some good food. I didn't know chicken could be this good before that, but at a certain point, it's like, well, goddamn, chicken should be this good. Then you know what I'm saying? Like if this woman could come in there with little to no experience and set the bar that high, there should be some other people that should be trying to reach it, and not Lillian Garcia coming back for that. I'm no disrespect.
I didn't know that
it's different.
So you think Netflix said, "Girl, we need the girl."
Yeah, they need the va voom. Exactly.
So
exactly.
Because Alicia, she ain't Samantha, but she do get me up a little.
She's got her own little vibe. I think she's really going to show out. At the very least, her looks are going to be very unique. And she's going to be trying to put her vibe on everything. I'm here for it.
When it was Samantha and Alicia together, that was like black women were literally the voice of the product, and it was so fun. And when Lillian, I feel bad for Lillian Garcia because when she came back, it was like, oh,
she was blamed.
Yeah, it's an upgrade. It's definitely an upgrade.
Yeah, you're glad to be around. You're luck. I don't want to say luck to be around.
Shout out to Wrestling Color.
Hop right over. You're supposed to hop right over that one.
It's funny. So again, Monday after Raw Netflix, we will be hitting the spaces. Shout out Turnbuckle Talk. Shout out Select.
Hey, Patrick.
We are like extended hours, so we have to get through the rest of this show, and I think the rest of this show is kind of going to be I don't want to say quick, but it will be a look back at 2024, the year that was. Interesting year, and we wanted to celebrate it in a unique way. I don't know if people have been seeing, but shouts to the hip hop heads out there who were online and saw people talking. Shout out to fans. Saw people talking about the old fat tapes that the Source used to do. If you're too young and you don't know how to, that there were rap magazines and things like that. At the end of the year, they put together an image with a compilation of, the ill shit from that year, the best rap of that year. This is kind of what 1995 looked like for people.
Faux life.
Mac 10.
Yo, his Mac 10 and Ice Cube's beef is crazy.
No, actually.
Like, I didn't realize, like them niggas got a beef. Most niggas, I would say the average nigga don't know.
Right.
But, like, they have a beef that Cube is quoted as saying we can never come back from.
That's why West Side Connection is not all the way up.
A couple of them. Got a couple of them beefs.
Math got beef with people like that, but they just be somebody at the Dunkin' Donuts.
Accurate. Some bitch gonna tell me they were soft.
See. So what BRP wanted to do, we wanted to put together for those of y'all. We like putting people on and stuff. We wanted to let y'all know some of the best, or I should say, some of our favorite matches from 2024. Starring black wrestlers. The BRP Fat Tape 24. This is a new thing we doing. We try to switch it up at the end of every year. Who wants to go first?
And it's favorite because best isn't real.
Well, best is best. Yeah, what is best?
Good, better.
Who want to go first? Who want to let the people know?
Who want to work on?
I got a lot of them.
Go ahead. Go in.
All right. I guess I'll go. So Dragunov Ricochet.
Ooh,
Hey,
that was on Raw.
Ricochet, yep. Before he left in May.
That was a good ass match.
it was.
All right. When we were in WrestleMania, at WrestleMania,
In Philly.
at GCW, six-way scramble, Jocelyn Navarro, Janaka, Maserati, Jada Stone, Maya World, T.R. James, and a six-way scramble was insane. We were in the building.
We that was the first time seeing a lot of the women for me.
I'm gonna be honest. A lot of these. First of all of these have black people in it. All of these, not all of these. I'm sorry. A lot of these I was in the building for.
Word, I like that.
Speaking of joints, we was in the building for Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander at Full Gear.
At
We
Full
was in
Gear.
the building, and I feel like specifically Brother DDM is responsible for them. If you notice, the women are getting more time.
They had more
their
time this past.
cards.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Shout
I'm
out
just
to Jack.
saying. Nigga, it's weird and it's tough being the first through the door.
That's what we've been
Niggas
saying
get
all
mad 'cause
night.
They ain't hitting what you hit. Never mind. Anyway, another match I was in the house for. A big title change this year. The Chocolate City champion, O'Shea Edwards beat my man Andino. Two guys I'm a fan of. I've had a chance to have multiple conversations with.
You
Really
about to have
good.
another one.
Yep. Actually, another set of folks that I had great conversations with. Shug D, Mr. Grimm for that PAWDC championship. Listen, great match. I talked to Grimm today.
Okay.
Shout out to Grim.
Word.
Nigga, another match. Shout out to brother DDM. Shout out to Mimi. Shout out to Mrs. Fan. We were all in the house for Jada Stone and Tasha Steeles.
Oh
versus
yeah, I
the
remember
King
that.
Bees at Ashe.
That was an odd shit.
Listen,
Oh my god, I be at indie shows.
You be outside for real.
Here you go. We just said this weekend.
yeah, chill out. And then home team. I'ma always rep the home team.
Word.
Shout out to the lane.
In a losing effort. However, for a world championship. AJ Francis versus Nick Nemeth, man, formerly Dolph Ziggler. Listen, man, we got seven main event of the pay-per-view this year. I don't care what y'all niggas say.
He hit that.
Seven
He hit that
main event of the
moonsault.
pay-per-view.
That moonsault.
Is that available to view somewhere?
I
Probably still
got
gotta
you.
buy it.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Shut up,
Yeah.
Cal. Hey, Cal, chill out. We don't do no indictments. We don't record no indictments.
DDM.
So, because I am a resident NXT faithful of this era, the
I like this.
new era,
Uh-huh.
I went ahead because I knew that my cohorts were going to cover the real hip hop and things. Because that's what they do. Y'all bring the integrity and y'all like the Oscars. I'm like the MTV Awards. Okay?
Nah, you, because you're right. NXT has been
It's all there.
performing at a high level this year.
I'm
so.
like y'all like the Grammys. I'm like MTV Awards. I'm the BET Awards of wrestling, right? I'm all about how the show look. So my favorite matches, and I chose all NXT to spotlight that,
I like that.
brand. I chose Jada Parker versus Lola Vice at the ECW Hardcore match on November 6th when Jada smacked Lola in the face with a brick.
With that brick.
I just thought that was, I had to get my boo Jada Parker on there. Also, too, even though honorary shout out to Lola Vice because she kills those underground matches. My other one I chose 4. My other one was I chose 5. Oba Femi versus Dijak versus Josh Briggs at Stand and Deliver WrestleMania weekend. I thought that was spectacular. I thought it was a great showing. I think WWE dropped the ball tremendously with not keeping Dijak. Stupendous talent. I think it was a great showcase for Oba Femi. And that for me was Oba can really do this.
Fact.
Sol Ruka versus Zarya versus Julia versus Ren Sinclair versus Stephanie Vaquer. NXT Deadline. The Women's Iron Survivor on December the 7th. Well done, ladies. I thought that was fantastic. showcased a lot of the talent. Soul Ruka just continues to rise and continues to expand upon her skill set. Another Soul Ruka match, Soul Ruka versus Kalani Jordan at NXT Heatwave for the inaugural Women's North American Championship.
It was a fire match.
I thought that was fantastic. I thought for two ladies who are relatively new to this, that they put on an absolute banger, and they look good while doing it. I loved it. And my last one was Oba Femi versus Tony D'Angelo at NXT Halloween Havoc for the Men's North American Championship. Oba lost the title. He dropped the title to Tony. But that was a hell of a loss because even the way Oba started off the match when he jumped at him and Tony flinched and Oba, that was just a great, like, the storytelling. And I personally believe that Tony D'Angelo and Oba Femi have a chemistry together that just really works. They do great work together. So those were my 5.
Damn, I didn't even go 5. Actually, I want to shout out Mimi first because Mimi also shouted out that 6-way scramble and the Oba Femi Dijak Briggs matches from Stand and Deliver. Also from Stand and Deliver, she shouted out Carmelo and Trick, which I remember fighting for them to get that main event. I'm glad they were able to do that in Philly. She also shouted out the Bianca Belair Io Sky match from Raw back in September, which was a dope TV match. And because we were there in the building about a week later, DDM was there too. The Darius Carter versus Wilkins, the street fight at Jobber Slam. He Darius literally he beat his ass out the building and then dragged his ass back in the building, beat him, his brother, and had his mom. I'm sorry. I got 3 matches. Shout out to Mama Wilkins always. Not only was this the year, I'm so glad it was 2024. Michael Oku versus Will Ospreay at Rev Pro back in February. This was right before Will Ospreay went to Ashe. This was his last match in Rev Pro. Of course, Michael Oku.
Well, Ospreay with Ashe, you mean AEW?
Not AEW. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, he wasn't going to Ashe. British heavyweight champion Michael Oku had when I say banger a lot, that was an actual banger. There's a lot of storyline. If you the crowd was hype again. It was Ospreay's last match at his his home company, and Michael Oku, being the British black champion, was able to execute that motherfucker. It was dope. It's a dope match. If you're able to see it, go check it out. Next up, Lee Moriarty versus Wheeler Yuta at Death Before Dishonor back in July. This is when Lee Moriarty won the ROH Pure title. Because I like the rapidy rap. My fault. I'm sorry. I've been drinking. I like the rapidy rap, and they did a really good job of using the pure, like, they rapped, but it was like using the pure rules so they could. I don't know. It was a really ill constructed match, and that was when Lee came out with the MF Doom shit. That shit was ill. My final of the 3, and it's really just because of the way Shelton Benjamin was able to. Shout out Leo Rush for letting Shelton Benjamin pick him up and throw him all across that ring back in October the 16th. Go find it on YouTube. It's the one spot because he does it in every match. Shelton, he throw the motherfucker into the the turnbuckle. Then he run across the ring and hit him with that high knee. And then sometimes he put him up on that top rope and he just be like, go over there and throw him. Shelton, we had him on the pod back in February. I was waiting for him to get in an opportunity like this. I don't know how much he's going to win, but being able to see Shelton do the damn thing, this was a start of it, and I love it.
Benjamin for ROH champion.
Sir Benjamin.
Let's go. Brother Mav?
So I had 2 matches that were already mentioned. One was the Michael Oku versus Will Ospreay.
Word.
Fucking fire. It was a phenomenal match. Also have the Ricochet versus LJ Dragunov. Fucking fire match. Cuz mentioned that. After that, I'm gonna go Wesley and Javon Evans. That happened in.
Ooh.
Actually, I think they had 2 matches. To be honest with you, but this one was fucking fire. You already know what it is. Shout out to the young OG.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I'm gonna go Julia and Trisha Dora. If anybody was paying attention, Trisha Dora was running wild in Japan
Early this year.
and the way that she got the match was so fucking fire because after a match, she went and cut a serious promo to get the championship match. Granted, she lost, but it was still fucking fire. You know how that go.
Right.
From there, I don't know if y'all been watching, but Mercedes Moné has went on the streak for like the last, I'm about to say, month and a half, 2 months.
That's like 3, 4, 5 matches.
Has been fire.
Yeah, I still need to watch the one. What's the one she just had? Not the the one in Japan the other day.
So I cannot remember.
Oh, you're supposed to be focused, man. I'm mad that I can distract you this easily
because I'm
mad that I need you to focus.
I cannot remember her opponent, but that match was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
right here, I'm gonna go with the first Mercedes Moné Chris Statlander match. That was insane. That shit was fire. I know the last match that they just had at Fight for Forever, whatever the fuck that shit was called, was phenomenal. But that first match, fire.
Banger. Yeah.
The first match was fire. So after that, if you have not seen the young goat perform, please go ahead, type his name in your YouTube searches. Myron Reed was that cartwheel. Fucking phenomenal. If you don't know who Jack Cartwheel is, Buzz came on this show and said, yo, it's a nigga that's out there and all he doing is cartwheels.
Cartwheeling.
I did not like it at first.
The first thing I told my cousin to do was shut the fuck up. This shit is fire. So
Jack Cartwheel's good.
Please check out the young GOAT, Myron Reed and Jack Cartwheel. Sure. And then my last match is a match that I thought was fire. I was surprised by it. It's Alex Kane versus AJ Francis in MLW. That shit was crazy. This is where the props started to file in for AJ Francis because he had just made his exit. He was talking cash shit.
Facts.
He was talking cash shit online for months. He stole the whole Boomaye squad from Alex Kane, and then
right.
The culmination had Ron Simmons, Teddy Long, Mark Henry and Teddy Long.
When they were sitting at the top.
When they were sitting at, Teddy fell asleep, but shit, it was fire.
Teddy tripping. I got a picture.
Now I gotta go watch these.
Wait a minute, player. I think I need $20 for that picture, player.
He's doing his thing. AJ Francis is doing his thing, and that's just not because he's from the lane.
Well, yeah,
he's doing what he's supposed to do.
AJ,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say just AJ Francis just re-signed with TNA, and I was gonna say he's probably had like he had a phenomenal 2024.
Yeah,
like no bullshit. What you gonna say, TDM?
I was gonna say, you know what's sad about all of our lists is that almost none of them contain matches from the main rosters on WWE.
I was aside.
I think that's the best part.
My thing was
that's good, but that shows that there's a gap.
It's bad. That's the thing. Yeah,
featured in a dynamic way on those rosters.
Bianca Belair spent most of her year as a tag team wrestler, but
she spent time pushing up Jade.
Right.
I think the thing is WWE main roster does not have. They don't have the reason or the motivation to make Illmatic, right? They know that they've gone past that, right? They're the guy. So what they need to do, they serve the most masters of any pro wrestling product, right? They serve the real hip hop niggas, so they'll give you small things on their show, but they serve I need a great story. They serve the I need a great promo. They serve I need to sell ads. They serve the I need to prop up a platform or a channel or a station or a network. So they don't have their Jay-Z at this point, right? They can't just make the pure artful project, the art house project, right? They have to be that product. They have to be Walmart.
They ain't been rapping like Common Sense.
They
It's
sold
not
5
even
mil.
that. It's like you can't. My issue is that I really tried to look, and there were no prominent matches
Right.
with Black. It's not even about it being real hip hop, but
They
there
did
was
bad
no
with Black people
prominent
this year.
storyline.
Right.
It was
If you just go PLE, like, and you look at black folks, it's just not there for them.
Like
it's really
Marvel
not.
got Black Panther in it. Let's be clear here, okay?
Captain America
Marvel
at this
got
point.
Captain America. Marvel get ready to push Storm to the moon. If
hope so.
What If is any indication, so you can be Marvel and have diverse representation. The issue, and this is a big bone I have to pick with them on that main roster. Like you had Bianca Belair babysitting, and you kept her out of that, and it was very boring.
But that was the biggest thing they did women-wise, though.
Well, I
all
mean,
year.
Most
So-
people are going to say the Liv and Rhea thing.
Nah, that's not. The amount of time and production they put in, what they expected from Jade Cargill, combined with them propping her up with Naomi, they put multiple superstars to say yes, Royal Rumble, let's prop her up. So I feel like last year was them seeing who's who, but they put props behind folk. I think they did a good job at planting seeds for their future.
Planting seeds for their future. It's going to be interesting to see because if Bianca is still trying to play Murder She Wrote about who attacked Jade by summer, I'm going to have a problem with that. WrestleMania is 4 months away, and my sis gets a match every year. And what are we doing?
It has to be Charlotte.
It has to be Charlotte.
If it ain't Charlotte, Bianca at WrestleMania, I hate everything.
Well, if it's not Bianca Charlotte, it better be Bianca Rhea.
Nah, that sucks.
That's what it's either one of those two. That's what they've been looking for.
For me.
No. Yeah, I'm more. This is me preparing because those are the two conversations I've heard around Bianca in terms of like the next WrestleMania matches for her. If it's not Rhea, it's Charlotte, and I think a lot of people want more Charlotte than Rhea, but it's going to be one of them two at some point.
My question is, if Charlotte's coming back as a super heel, which is the rumor, that means Bianca's going to have to still be a face. And
was it Charlotte Flair that attacked Jade Cargill?
I don't know. That's still a question. Maybe that's the case. If that's the case, then fine. But I honestly, no shade. And if I meet this lady, she may be a nice lady and everything. But Jade Cargill is just not doing it for me, and I need her to step out the way because she holding my good sis up.
She's gonna make you and your sister Pepper eat y'all words.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so.
Pepper
but she's supposed to be making us eat our words several times.
No.
Not yet. Yeah, she's been who we thought.
Watch what I tell you.
And I hope that that's the case. I want to be clear. When we ain't talking, and here's the thing. Just because I don't love what you're doing right now or have been,
you hate them.
does not mean. And I want to be very clear because there's some young ladies out here, famous and unfamous, who believe that because I gave them a plausible critique or one as a fan and as an entertainment viewer, that I just don't like them or I'm badgering them. And that is not the case, honey. I'm critiquing the product as presented. Now, I hope that you come back and you kill it, but you done had time to come back and kill it several times.
Come back and kill it and kill it and kill it.
Come back and kill it and kill it and kill it.
Now, I'm seeing my good sis, she putting off having babies, getting married, because she put her career first. We don't have time to be waiting for you to catch up. We don't have time for that.
No time for fake.
So do you think YouTube? My question is, do you think there's an acapella version of Push It that has the sort? So I could just use the vocal for when DDM and Mimi are going sort.
We're gonna get it. Don't worry.
That 2025. I need to
Shout out to
figure
the
out.
stems.
Yeah, and it's not a shade. Like, you know, I was very high on Jade Cargill coming over because I was like, oh, she's going to be in a performance center. They're going to be able to do all of these great things for her.
But they suck her with Bianca. I don't think she's been in the performance center.
Was I on the show when the last Royal Rumble happened? I don't think I was on the show.
No.
But when she debuted at the Royal Rumble, I was like, yes, because she has such. I was up here. And as the time has gone past, I'm just not seeing the progression. Let me say this. I'm not seeing the progression for the space that she's been put in. I see girls on a weekly basis on NXT who stomp all over her in that quality.
So it's I was of the thought that it didn't matter what company she was in. She was in a terrible spot. Because she was Goldberg in AEW without a heavyweight championship run. She was Goldberg in AEW, and then she came to WWE with that cachet, and the expectation was still too high. She was too big for NXT, but she was not developed enough to be a women's main roster champion. So her spot was no disrespect.
Oh, Jesus. Look it up. It's 3 of them, Cat.
Bianca Belair's anchor.
You said what?
She was Bianca Belair's anchor. What does an anchor do to a ship?
What does that mean?
What does an anchor keeps a ship from moving?
Yep, keep her from that main belt.
She was a beautiful, shiny, maybe the most pro wrestling. She aesthetically, she's Bobby Lashley as a woman.
Oh yeah. She's what they want.
As a final product, she hasn't reached what their expectation is.
The family salt.
The family salt.
It's no shame, you know, because you know, for as much as I love a girl, just like I was just talking about Mariah May earlier, I was giving her kudos, like, hey sis, you made yourself stand out. I'm here for you. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be very, very, very honest with y'all. It's only really 2 female wrestlers who I will tell you to your face that I'm never going to be able to give you an honest critique on, and that's Bianca Belair and Amy Dumas.
Amy Dumas.
AKA Lita. Anybody else?
AKA Mr.
You getting red.
You getting red when it's good, and you getting red when it's bad. The only time I really go be hard on Bianca is when her outfits be leaving beads and shit all over the ring, because that's a safety hazard, bitch. I'm gonna need you to get you some E6000.
All right, Cal.
She's got the cachet.
We actually on that note, seeing as this is technically it's the first episode of 2025, but we have been just looking at 2024, so fuck it, why not? DDM, not the Black Tape. You got a Black Wrestler of the Year for 2024?
Go to somebody else first. Let me think.
That's not our order.
Yeah,
that's not our order.
Okay. My Black Wrestler of the Year.
Turn this music down.
I'm going to say from debuting in January up until now, and now being a main eventer in NXT, it's Oba Femi.
Wow. I like that. No,
it's been less than a year. It's been officially in a year.
Right.
He went from signing a breakout tournament contract, being completely unknown, to within a year being a favorite to hold that NXT belt.
Yeah. Well, and don't forget that run. Don't forget that North American Championship run. That reign is that I want to say he may have the longest reign by like a couple days, something like that. Hey,
so
shout out Oba Femi.
Oba Femi.
Oba Femi. Champ.
I'm gonna be honest. So niggas that watch like all content I made ever, like, oh, this nigga, they be like, who best rapper? And it's gonna be Fonte and blah, blah. Hey, listen, nigga, shut up. Unless your favorite rapper rap better than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm just saying. If your favorite rapper is gonna rap better than Fonte, then I'll give him his props. However, them niggas don't be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, nigga, my bias is based on intelligence. And that being the case, AJ Francis is my Black Rasslin of the Year. I like this nigga took.
I ain't even mad.
I like that.
This nigga took what was a skill set that has never ever been utilized, right? Great big nigga, ex-NFL nigga, good athlete. Maybe he ain't the chiseled Adonis type nigga,
but he could fly.
But he took the best thing he had, and it isn't his athleticism. It's athleticism. It's not that. It's his ability to piss people off. And he worked it, pause, at every single level. And he worked it to the point where he main evented a pay-per-view on one of the biggest three companies in pro wrestling. So for me, my pro wrestler of the year, my Black Rasslin of the Year, is AJ Francis. That's my AJ Francis impression.
Shout out Pioneer City. Peace to him.
Shout out Pioneer City. God damn.
Damn. Shout out to the lane.
Bro, Matthew, I need to go to Pioneer City.
No, you don't.
Next time you come, I got you.
No, you
don't.
don't.
Stop though.
I'm going. Yeah, we'll just drive through. We just drive through.
Drive through. For sure. You know, I got a couple niggas that I love.
Of course.
Niggas that have done their thing. I feel like I cannot look past this person. They had a phenomenal year on the indies. Name has rang bells, and she has been doing this for a short period of time. If you know me, you know I've been talking about this young lady for a good amount of this year. Maya World doing a fucking thing the whole year. She's been shining all year, so shout out to Maya World. It's a lot of names that's been doing their thing, but I think that Maya World deserves it the most.
Nah, facts. I
Maya World.
100% agree.
Maya World.
Lamaya World.
Maya's World. No.
She did that, man.
I don't know why the pause was so good.
Why the fuck?
Lamaya, the world.
Lamaya World. Cause we still talk. We making fun of you. Nah, we kidding. All right. So my Black Rasslin of the Year. I can't front. Like when I it's only a couple of names that come to mind, and a couple of them already been said. Sweet Daddy Siki just passed away, and
shout out Cope.
I love a heel. I love a heel. And over this year, when I talk about stuff that I've been engrossed in, this Ashe storyline, I don't know where the Darius Carter, Billy Dixon feud sits among the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre conversation, but in my heart, in my mind, it's up there. We talking top 5. It ain't too far. But I've seen them niggas beat. But I've seen Darius Carter beat. Again, I mentioned it earlier. Shout out Wilkins. He took Wilkins in front of his mama, pulled him outside of the venue, threw him into a vehicle.
Shout out Brooklyn.
Drag him down a hole, walked him, beat him and his brother. Darius Carter, the most devious, the most diabolical man in pro wrestling right now, somehow found a way to get into that Ashe tournament and took hold.
Beat the nigga ass then too.
He beat everybody ass that night and took hold of the culture.
Listen, him here was crazy.
Just recently, not too long ago on the Black Rasslin Podcast, you got to see Darius. You just ask him a question and just sit back for 5 minutes because he know what. There's a reason why people are like, hey, he looked like somebody need to be in that WWE ID. Fully formed, fully realized. 30 times he's been holding championships in all these different organizations, and frankly, one of my favorite entries of the year. Darius Carter, the All-Father, the Siete on the BRP 50 is my Black Wrestler of the Year of 2024. Mimi had, just so shout out Mimi. Mimi put Darius Carter as well, which it makes sense. It's again talking to DDM. Talking to Mimi, anybody that comes into our cipher, it's always interesting to see people like kind of gravitate towards the graps. And Darius Carter is one of them people that is like, yo, that he feel familiar, especially if you have grown up watching Dastardly Heels. Like, but
I want to do one more thing.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna set it off because I already kind of got it in my mind already.
There you go.
Whatever. This thing that we do from year to year is a grind.
This thing of ours.
Right? It's hard to be this consistent. It's weeks niggas don't want to do it. You don't want to come on here and talk.
Word.
It's mostly cuz don't ever want to do it. But it's weeks that we come on here and we struggle with things, but we still do it, man. We still get it done. I want each one of us, and I'm gonna set it off, to kind of bury Horwitz ourselves and give ourselves a pat on the back.
Oh wow.
For something this year. And to set it off, to kind of follow Cal's Black Wrestler of the Year, nigga, I broke Darius Carter. I don't care what none of you niggas do on any podcast. You didn't do that.
Facts.
You didn't.
You did not.
Darius Carter. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
The All-Father, the best independent heel in
flinch.
pro wrestling. He don't. I got him.
He don't.
I got him.
I like that. Math, you what you?
It is really the favorite thing. We all kind of work at this thing we do. We always thinking about it, and we're always talking to each other. And we should do this. Oh, I got this idea. All year.
Facts.
Nigga, I broke Darius Carter. Nigga, y'all.
All year long, son.
Damn, Chris Breezy, what are you talking about him with a wrinkled shirt? That's crazy. Math.
Yo, I say this all the time. They already know we the undisputed. No disrespect, cuz, but we the undisputed kings of podcasts and queen. Straight up and down. If you look out there, you see what it is. It's a bunch of our children. They siblings.
Keep going.
They all siblings. Like legit. And that's not even, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even out here talking fly shit, but it's factual.
It just is what it is.
If you look into the product, you see our fingerprints is all on it. Our DNA. We give that to y'all. The niggas was talking about being the first through the wall. We've been through the wall and we sitting on the couch.
Listen, let me say this.
Waiting for y'all.
Let me just say this to folks who see that, and when we say it may take offense. Please don't take offense. We love being that.
Yeah, we've been here.
Prideful in all of the bullets that we done took from other niggas, and niggas is supposed to be our niggas. We're proud. We wear those with pride, my nigga. We wear it with pride, baby. Because a lot of niggas couldn't have made it.
Kyle
Me?
or that?
How am I getting it?
What do you
What-
mean?
What you proud for?
Just
What,
everybody. What you
Barry
proud of?
Horowitz, what you
did
proud
this
for this past 2024 DDM?
I guess I would say I'm proud to offer a voice for a demographic that has been ignored for a very long time, but is very financially a huge financial contribution and culture contribution to professional wrestling. And that is specifically the LGBTQ community, especially the Black LGBTQ community. Because we identify a lot of things, and I've noticed that girls have really started paying attention when I share their stuff and when I, say, "Hey, girl, this isn't that."
Yeah.
And I noticed changes. I told Mia again to get rid of that blue hair, and it's gone.
Why would you?
And I'm not saying, "Oh, Mia, just watch the show."
Sir.
But that's I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I never take myself too seriously. I've never come into this space proclaiming to be this omniscient, all-knowing wrestling encyclopedia. I am not. I am a fan who I like what I like. I'm open to new things. But I like what I like, and it's a certain type of presentation. And I think that my voice is a voice of reality and a voice of people who, like, you going on Netflix, you going on Max now, AEW, guess what? They're gonna be reading them Amazon outfits, bitch. They're gonna be reading Amazon outfits, bitch.
They still
all the time and shitted on the pole.
Oh,
it took it. He got there. He got there.
No, I was
on the pole.
nah. Well, I will say, I think DDM's presence is definitely felt on the pod over the last year. You can immediately, and I think to echo what you were saying, it's necessary. I think
it's right here.
It's right there.
And I think it's important for those people who watch or come out and I've talked to people online and DMs and have built some good social media relationships with them. I think that it's giving people, like, I'm happy when I look in the chat on the show and people are saying some very spicy things. Whereas before they would not have said those things because they didn't have the space or feel the freedom to be able to be 100% authentic in that way. And yes, when we go to WrestleMania, bitch, we're gonna be up in strip clubs. I'm gonna be taking your favorite independent wrestler back to my hotel, bitch. Bitch.
All right.
We gonna have a good time.
I'm not proud of the amount of time I hit the RIO business.
We're gonna have a good time. We are gonna have. I'm telling y'all now, for all y'all going to WrestleMania, all of my LGBTQIA family, we is going to have a good time.
Can I be honest? Hold on, real quick. LGBT community and otherwise, if y'all don't smell good, y'all can't rock with us.
No shade, and I will read you for filth. I will read you for filth. We're gonna have a good time. Understand in Vegas, we're going to the strip club. We're going to all these independent wrestling events because they ain't got no money and they willing to do something strange for a piece of change. If you rocking with me, we're going to have a good time.
Yo, cut his mic.
We were supposed to Barry Horowitz ourselves, pause, a while ago. Like this.
No. If you niggas, listen. No. Listen. The reason why
the DDM ID program is my bad. My bad.
Listen, I don't want to be involved in that. But I will say, the reason why I am proponents of us patting ourselves on the back is that my motivation has always come from being able to push my tag team partners forward, right? Cuz don't never want to do nothing, right? No, cuz don't want to never do nothing.
Facts.
And I've seen DDM for at least almost 2 years, like talk about pro wrestling, and I knew that the werewolf needed to do more than bark at the moon. I watched Cal. Cal is, we call DDM the biggest bag on the podcast. It's definitely Cal. Cal has wanted to heal off, but he couldn't. But he can.
But he can.
And I love watching, you know what I'm saying, my teammates being able to prosper in all their positions, baby. And I just beat Draymond. I just beat Draymond.
Because I'm prospering in all positions in Vegas.
Right.
Hey. I wanted to say this. To piggyback on what Fam was saying just now. I don't know.
Hold this one.
I don't know what role I play in the family. I like, but the thing is this, like, one of my favorite moments of 2024. Mind you, I got to go to a little bit of places, got to, you know, see a little bit of things. But one of my favorite moments in 2024 was in Philly at the press, the media junket at the hotel the day that there was an earthquake in Philly. Was that a Friday?
Friday.
Because of my job, I get to talk to these people all the time. So like, it don't really like, I'm not saying it don't feel like nothing, but being able to see this one down here and Trick Williams have like a real conversation.
Yeah.
Like, or just a real, and it wasn't long. It may have been under 5 minutes, but like a real conversation, and know that it wasn't for nothing because of this. Because I know that Trick rocks with BRP, because when I went to the Wale Mania and I had the BRP on me, he looked at me and said, "Oh, that's you." You feel what I'm saying? Like, being able to, was it the third time was a charm with Trick Williams?
Yeah.
Yep.
To finally get Trick on the pod and be able to have the conversation that I know we can have when we're able to have somebody say, "Hey, they should be in the room with these people. Just put them over there," and be able to and give that, like, that's the type of stuff, being able to provide them type of spaces. Because I know once we're able to sit down and get in the door and be around these people, Fam is gonna make somebody crack. DDM is going to make somebody blush for whatever accolade he give off the match that they have over the past year. This one's going to be pulling up some extra, you know, left field shit. Oh, remember that time you played video games back? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the authenticity is there. And I like the fact that specifically over the last year, we went to WrestleMania off this.
Hey, real quick, just to fill
No,
in.
I'm not trying
Also,
to.
too.
No.
Also, too.
To kind of fill in the picture. Shout out to Mimi for being like the BRP polish, right?
Facts.
We're all like the recklessness of what it is. And shout out to Mimi for being the one that comes in and be like, no, nigga. Not that way.
And I will say, there's a lot of battles that, like, you know, there's a lot of things that we try and do behind the scenes, and a lot of it is over the last, it's almost 2 years. It'll probably be 2 years around WrestleMania time. Actually, you know, around now, since we've been really rocking with Mimi, and you know, some things able to happen, some things aren't able to happen, but there's visions that she has for the pod that I hopefully this year we can get the shit going. But is it almost 3? It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Also, to Mimi offers a woman's perspective, which is very important. I think that's the thing, because a lot of these wrestling podcasts, like, they have women and you know, you have I'm happy to see all female wrestling podcasts. I would love to see an all LGBTQ wrestling podcast. I think that would be hilarious. Maybe
Put them together, DDM.
Yeah,
put them together.
Yeah, Lip Gloss and Lattice. Those are my sisters. I love them. Yeah, like, I would, if we did a gay wrestling podcast, it would be like maybe once a week. for like 30 minutes or so, and it'll probably be like my CTV.
Wait. No, stick a pin in that idea because that's probably we gotta.
And if one of you niggas do it, just send us.
Just at the very least, have DDM be the first guest on your show if y'all
Nothing
going.
but our children. Nothing but our children.
We probably need to get out of here. This is I think.
Look.
Here she go. Shout out Dora. Peace of Dora.
No, what?
I think this is up there one of the longest podcasts we've had ever.
It's fine.
We've not hit
what it is.
we've not hit this time frame since our recap of Philly WrestleMania. So I'm A-okay with it. But we got to get out of here. DDM, where can the people find you on them social medias?
The same place at Dapper Damitis. Make sure you download and listen stream 1984.
Mm-hmm.
Repeat a single just to get me out there again. My new album, Love at the End of the World, will be out late spring, early summer. We're mixing and mastering now. Get ready to shoot a video.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. Check out Secretary of Shade, youtube.com/Secretary of Shade as well.
Nice. Champ?
So check me out on DDM's album, Beatboxing.
Bars.
No, if you don't put me on there, I can fight. I'll fight him. I know where you live at.
Oh.
Shout out to cultural relevance in being cool in culture, right? So shout out to everybody who has prospered off of being cool because of blackness. Shout out everybody who's been, had their stock raised because they live or exist in a cultural space. So shout out to being black. Shout out being fans of pro wrestling.
There you go.
IlFam79 on your social media of choice.
Brother Matthew. Matthew. All right. At Cal on Twitter. At Black Rasslin on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. BlackRasslin.com is the website. And as always, you can find Black Rasslin on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Hell, wherever you get your podcasts, we should be there. Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. Pay the 1, pay the 10, pay the lem to get. It's all types of copyright over
pay
there.
The 10, 11 just to get in. You my friend.
What?
Black Wrestling.
Hey.
What is happening? Bitch,
Just this past week.
Fuck with me. I give you a hernia.
What the what? What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
Classic.
Hold on, Dap gonna take us out.
What?
Is he taking us out of here?
Oh, where the money reside?
That will, but it's gonna have Christmas.
Oh, in WrestleMania.
Do I still have
Hold
it
on,
in here?
Dap. No,
wait. Oh, okay.
Is that still in here? Yeah, it's still in here. But no, but we probably gonna need to make a new one at some point.
I got that.
Bet. What did you say? You send a new one, or you saying in the future?
No, I'll send it next week. But yeah, I got it.
Salute. Where was I? BlackRasslin.com.
Getting us about it, my man.
Thursday, 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again. Oh wait. Actually, I'm glad I stumbled. This Monday, immediately following Raw, Turnbuckle Talk BRP on Spaces, recapping whatever happened on Raw on Netflix. You already know the vibe. Shouts to Mimi. Shouts out to the Turnbuckle Talk team. We'll be over there. Hopefully, y'all rock with us for this extended episode. It won't be this long of a show next week, but we will have to be recapping all that new WWE, new NXT stuff. So you know the vibe.
And Bianca better have on a bad outfit too.
Shit, we may have a whole other conversation with Bianca next week. Gosh, that's it for this week. DDM, take us out.
All my niggas in the whole wide world do.